Are you ready?
Are you ready?
It's time for Effingham Hearts football on your home for local sports, 97.9 XFM. Let's go to the sideline for the pregame show.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Final Four high school football. The Effingham Hearts and the Murphysboro Red Devils here at Klosterman Field. A great crowd on hand. People crowding the stands, all lined up along the fences on both sides of the field. It's going to be a fun afternoon. Going to be a slippery afternoon, not because of ice, but because the field's a little chewed up. I talked to Dave Woltman earlier this morning, and he had indicated that earlier, well, even Friday, it was in pretty good shape, and then we got the precip last night, and now we've had a little couple of rounds of light precip here just ahead of the game, and that's making the footing a little tougher. So running's going to be interesting. Nice to have a good passing game like Effingham does, and special teams. All of those are going to play a factor into things. And, of course, the winner of today's game plays for the state championship next Friday night. Dustin White, that's a lot to take in.
It's pretty exciting. And, Greg, the thing is that this forecast is – things have pretty much gone the way they were forecast. And so the coaches for both of these teams, I think they had an idea of what they were looking at for Saturday afternoon. Shouldn't be catching anybody by surprise, but just the same, sometimes when the conditions go downhill a little bit, it can just turn a game into a toss-up. And so what I think was already an evenly matched game, I think it's hard to know what to expect. All I know is that I'm excited. This is a big deal for the Effingham program, not a point in the postseason that you get to every year. And so everybody's going to have to be on their A game one way or another, and I have a feeling that Coach Brett Hefner is going to have his guys ready to go.
That's Dustin White. I'm Greg Sapp. Matt Robinson back at the studios. Glad Matthew could help us out back at the studios. And, of course, C.J. Schmidt up top capturing the video on today's game, and that'll be available in the next couple of days. So if you don't have a chance to be here, you will have a chance to watch the game online. Now, we'll mention, too, that in addition to it being wet, it is a little windy. There's a pretty good wind from the north, so we'll see about any impact that might have on today's game. It's a game where you just need to take care of the football.
It's going to be the name of the game. I mean, the ball's going to be wet. It's going to be slippery. It's going to end up on the turf at some point or another. The question is, who's going to take better care of it? Who's going to limit their turnovers? It could end up being the X factor in this football game. And so, you know, Effingham, they're going to be on defense first. It means that the onus is going to be on Murphysboro to take care of the football right away. And if there's one thing Effingham's been able to do, it's take it away. And so hopefully they can get off to a good start in that regard. But yeah, it's ball security, such a big deal all the time, especially big this week.
There are a zillion people here. I've seen people who've been involved in Effingham football for 40 years here this afternoon, maybe longer. I know that the officials had a good breakfast. I saw them when I was at Niemerg's this morning, so they're well fed. They're all ready to go. And a huge group of folks here from Murphysboro, and New Murphy would be well represented. We've been down there for games in the past, not football, but for other sports. And it's just, the atmosphere is just crazy exciting, and I hope everybody enjoys this for what this is. This is the first time in football history that an Effingham team has made it to the fourth round of the playoffs.
Yeah, the last time Effingham made a semifinal game, it was in a slightly different format of playoffs, and so that was only a third-round game. So, yeah, Effingham's never played a 13th game of the season before. And
good afternoon,
obviously, uncharted territory in that regard, and not very well-charted territory just in terms of playing within a game of the state championship. And for Murphysboro, it's the same way. So just an exciting time for the fans of both of these teams and, of course, the guys out there in uniform.
I want to send it down to the field announcer, Scott Mosier, because of some special things that are going on here today.
The Red Devils come into this contest with an overall record of 10-2. They are members of the Ohio Division of the River to River Conference. The Effingham Hearts are 11-1 overall this season, members of the Apollo Conference.
We've got the color guard taking the field.
At this time, I ask you to please rise as the colors are being presented by Effingham's American Legion Post 120, the VFW, and the DAV Chapter 7. please remove your head coverings. At this time, we also ask you to join us for a moment of silence for reflection and remembrance for the school community of Vandalia. Words cannot express the tremendous grief we have experienced over this tragic loss. As an IHSA football community, we are stunned. At this time, we ask everyone for a moment of silence for their lives lost last weekend and the families and communities affected. Thank you. And now, our national anthem.
Band on the track today. National anthem, and we're glad to have you with us on this beautiful afternoon somewhere. Not here. Gray and windy and wet. Thankfully, nothing falling out of the skies right now. And we'll see what the afternoon brings weather-wise, field condition-wise, and, of course, football-wise. We have a lot to talk about. Back with the pregame show on this special afternoon. Just 90 seconds on 97.9 XFM.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is there for all your urgent care needs. They're open 7 days a week and no appointment is needed for all injuries and illnesses. Plus, they have on-site x-ray. And they accept all major insurance and offer a self-pay discount. For more information, visit centralillinoisurgentcare.com.
This is the Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota pregame show. Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, your complete transportation headquarters since 1958.
Back at Klosterman Field, getting ready for Effingham and Murphysboro and Final Four Class 4A football action. Just got a text from Justin Ritz. Some of you might remember Justin when he lived in this area and is involved in media up in the north end of the state now. And Justin's going to be keeping us up to date if it's of any help on the Coal City-Richmond-Burton game, because the winner of that game is going to play this winter next Friday night for the 4A state championship. So we're glad to know that Justin's chiming in, and we will tell him it's good to hear from him, and then we'll talk more about our game. This game obviously is of utmost importance to both these teams because loser goes home, but the winner gets to make history because neither of these teams have ever been to a state championship game, and that's of particular note. Murphysboro's been to the semifinals twice. This is the second time for the Hearts. 1980 was the first time the Effingham team made it to the semifinals. That was at Klosterman Field 1. Behind Effingham Junior High School now, and it was a whole different atmosphere. It was still pretty special, but it was a whole different atmosphere. The group of teams that made the playoffs was smaller then, and that also conversely means that the teams that are playing now have to work that much harder to get through one more round of postseason to get to this game. So both of those were mighty special appearances, and all that class of 80, many of whom I'm sure are listening today, congratulations. And I'm sure this team wants to do it proud as well.
Yeah, it's really exciting. And Murphysboro, it's been quite a while since they have made this deep of a run also. And so, like we mentioned up top, this is a monumental occasion for both of these programs. And it's for most programs, getting this deep in the playoffs is just not something that happens every year. And so you got to soak it in. You got to not take it for granted. And I really hope that none of the kids are, but also still enjoying the moment quite a bit.
You bet. To give you an opportunity to reflect on this team, this year's Hearts team, because I know we've picked up fans throughout the course of the season. Effingham opened with that famous two-day win, 32-28 over Breeze Mater Dei at Breeze. Then beat Lincoln back here in the conference opener and the home opener, 46-7. We went to Jerseyville. That was a slugfest till the final, and the Hearts got the win, 34-28. And then back in conference play here, beat Mahomet Seymour 49-7. The Hearts won at Charleston 35-14. Dustin rightly said it was a tussle for the Hearts. Then they came home and blanked Mattoon 42-0, and that's when you thought, well, there might be something special here. And then the Hearts clinched the convictions of a lot of people, I think. Went to Taylorville, beat the Tornadoes at Taylorville 48-6. That was just a tremendous win. Then their only loss of the season at Mount Zion, 37-23 in that game till the finish, but came up on the short end of things. But bounced back nicely in the regular season ender, beat Freeburg here 42-14. Playoffs, they've been rolling. Beat Breeze Central in the first round 55-13. Beat Benton 42-7, then won at Fairbury Prairie Central on a breezy cold day last Saturday afternoon, 27-14. So that's how the Hearts are 11-1 coming into this game. Now the Red Devils lost their opener to Carbondale, 32-29. They have not lost since. And Greg, they're 10-2. How can that be? Well, it can be because of a teacher strike week 6, and they lost a game there, which they had to forfeit 1-0 to West Frankfort. And I've talked to the Murphy guys, the broadcasters, and they say, yeah, Greg, we would have won that game.
Yeah.
So suffice to say, they haven't lost a game they've played since opening night.
And the common opponent that both of these schools have now at this point is Benton, because Benton is in the same conference as Murphysboro, and the Hearts, they didn't have a lot of trouble beating Benton in the second round of the playoffs, and Murphysboro didn't have much trouble with them during the regular season, beat them 41-0. So, that's a Benton team that made the playoffs, finished with a 9-2 record, and the Red Devils stomped them. So, a good team. I mean, that's it. You're not going to run into a team that gets this far by accident, but Murphysboro is a solid team. They're a good team. These are a couple of really good teams, and that's why this matchup is so interesting and so exciting.
Coal City Richmond Burton, that game also has a 2 o'clock kickoff, so we'll keep you up to date on that one, obviously, while we're bringing the action from this one. We've talked off and on through the season about how this team has been a record-setting team. In fact, the last 3 seasons have seen many records for Effingham fall. Dustin took time yesterday to put together a story reflecting on the performance of this record-setting Hearts football team.
Well, and first it starts with the team. There's a lot of individual numbers that have fallen this year, but the Hearts are 11-1, and this program has been around for almost 100 years, and nobody's ever won 11 games. Nobody had ever won 10 games, in fact, before this year. So they're playing, like we said, their 13th game of a season for the first time ever, and only the second time they've been within a game of the state championship game. So 1980, again, that was the last time they played in the state semifinal. That was back when Effingham was Class 3A, and there were 6 classes with 16 teams in them. Now we've grown to 8 classes with 32 teams in them since 2001, so the field has expanded a little bit. And, Effingham scored 475 points this year, and no other team in school history has scored that many. Last year's team had 463. That was the previous record. That was in 12 games, and their 2017 team had 450 points in 11 games. The 2014 team, 356 points in 10 games. So you can see that Effingham has been prolific scoring the football this year, and they've won 29 games in the last 3 years. So you talk about a special span. These last 3 years, no Effingham teams over a course of 3 seasons have ever won more than 26. 1970 to 72, they went 26-1 under Jack Klosterman. Now that was before the playoffs started, because the playoffs didn't start till 1974. So who knows what they would have done with the playoff system intact, but they were 9-0, 9-0, and 8-1 during that stretch. So yeah, Effingham's won more games in these last 3 years than any other 3 Effingham teams ever have. So been a special time under Coach Brett Hefner. And individual statistics, plenty of benchmarks have been set this year. We'll start with the quarterback, Nathan Shackelford. Now, he had big shoes to fill. Landon Wolf was a record-setting quarterback in his own right last year, a senior last year. But so far, 5 lines on the Effingham record sheet are going to have to be edited to contain Nate Shackelford's name whenever the 2020 programs are printed. This year he has completed 146 of 219 passes for 2,459 yards and 32 touchdowns against just 7 interceptions. He's also run for 778 yards and 11 more scores. And that means that he now holds the single-season record for passing yards, passing touchdowns, pass completions, and combined passing rushing yardage. The first 3 of those records were set just last year by Landon Wolf. Landon Wolf had 2,172 passing yards, so Shackelford's is over just almost 300 yards past that already. 26 touchdowns last year. Nate's at 32 now. And 140 completions last year for Landon Wolf. Nathan is at 146. So he's passed all those. And that the last one for combined yardage, that record was previously held by Curran McNeely, who was the quarterback of the 2007 Effingham team, a pretty good one in its own right. And Curran also a member of the coaching staff for this year's Hearts team. In addition, Shackelford threw 6 touchdown passes in Effingham's 42-14 win over Freeburg in Week 9, which means that he shares a record for touchdown passes in the game with Josh Douthit, who did it in 1999, and Brandon Pankow, who did it in 2005. And there could be more. Ryan Geltz attempted 229 passes for Effingham, and Shackelford could beat that, and he will most likely he needs to throw 11 passes in the game today to do it. You know, we can go through more of these. I think I'm running out of time here, but Tristan Duncan is the owner of career records for passing for reception yardage and receiving touchdowns, or actually I should say receiving yardage and total receptions. He's also the owner of single season records for receptions and receiving yards, and he's got a couple of more in his sights. He's at 22 career touchdown catches. That's a tie with Steve Klosterman, who owns some of those other records that Tristan has already broken. And if he were to catch one more touchdown this year, that'd put him at 13, which equals Klosterman's 1967 season record. And there's a few more. We can maybe get to those at halftime, but Greg, teams are lining up for the opening kickoff, and that's way more important at the moment.
We're just about ready to go. Hearts again are going to kick off. They'll be defending the goal to the north to our right if you're looking at your personal listening device. Ivan Angel's done a wonderful job on kickoffs this season. A tremendous crowd here at Effingham, and glad to have you with us. If the Hearts win, they play for the state championship next Friday night. 97.9 XFM, WXEF in Effingham, and good afternoon, everybody. Angels kickoff high and deep, and inside the 10 as the Red Devils try to bring it right up the field, and a good return out near the 35-yard line before they take him down. So he took it at about the 9, returned near the 35. That's where Murphysboro is going to set up shop to start this game. Right at the 34-yard line, Dustin, is where they set it down to begin this opening drive. And thanks to so many of you for all the kind remarks you sent Dustin's way and my way. We love doing this, and we're glad to have you along for the ride this afternoon. They shift on the line before the first snap. There's the snap from the shotgun. They hand it up the gut, and the Hearts smelled it out. Might have got to the 35. We'll see where they stick him down. Zane Caraway carries this first time. And 1 yard gain to the 35, and it's 2nd and 9.
Caraway, one of several Murphysboro players who's going to carry the football today. Their game is running the football. They run it a lot. They've got a lot of different athletes in the backfield, and you never know for sure who's going to get it. They rely on some misdirection and then just some power running, but Caraway gets the first carry of the afternoon.
Not quite as unpassed as Prairie Central was last week, and we've got somebody lined up in the neutral zone, I think. Well, we've got a whistle now. The officials want to talk. Maybe we've got an equipment matter. They sent a Jamar McZeek, who is the Murphysboro quarterback, over to the sidelines. And they leave him over there. So they're going to have to send another quarterback in?
It's interesting. He seems to not be coming back on the field. So, number 7, Ryan Finke, I guess?
Yes, it is Finke.
Finke is on the field.
Not from Casey.
I'm guessing he's not going to throw it.
I would suppose not.
Which gives Effingham's defense a little bit of a heads up.
Wow. 2nd and 9 from the 35. He's standing on the sidelines, quarterback is. Here's the handoff, and maybe a yard or two. Looked like Jake Hoppenstedt carried the football that time. It's a gain to the 38. So a gain of 3. That'll bring up a 3rd and 6. So 3rd and 6 for Murphysboro at their 38-yard line. Just underway. Murphysboro 10-2. Again, the one loss was a forfeit. They lost opening night. The only game they played this year that they lost. Hearts 11-1. Big 3rd and 6 right out of the gate here for Murphy. There's the snap, and now the quarterback's back, McZeek. They string it out, the Hearts do, and down he goes. Nice work as they take him down at the 40, and that'll bring up a punt.
Yeah, pitch play to Desmond Clark, number 8, going to his right, and he just couldn't get it turned upfield. Needed to get to the 44. He didn't even quite make it to the 40, I don't think. Maybe right at the 40, maybe a little shy. At any rate, they're putting new personnel on the field, and so it's going to be a punt.
Logan Arndt and Parker Wolf got over here to the sidelines on the stop. So Ryan Finke is the punter. And we'll see what happens. Parker Wolf back to receive at about his own 25-yard line. This punt is against the wind. Hearts jump. They got back in time. Here is the punt, and it's a weak one. Wolfair catches, and he had to dive for it out across the 35. He gathered it in, and the Hearts have the football. Well, that was exciting. First I thought we'd have an offside. Then I thought we might have a fumble. Wow.
That made me hold my breath just a little bit, Greg.
It ends up 1st and 10 for the Hearts at their 36-yard line.
Because Parker had to come up for that. He fields it off the turf in traffic.
So a 26-yard punt. And the Hearts end up with decent field position at their own 36. 9:30 left in the first quarter as the Hearts get the ball for the first time in the game. Hearts again are working with what wind there is. Shack up under center on 1st and 10. And he fakes a handoff, gonna throw, going deep. He's got Tristan Duncan, and he threw it a little long, and it's incomplete.
Duncan got behind defense.
Oh, man.
There was nobody within 2 full strides of him, but the throw just led him too far down the field. If that one gets him in stride, he's gone for a touchdown. Instead, it does give Effingham an idea of what they're dealing with this Murphysboro secondary, and Tristan seems to maybe have a step on them, at least on the first play of the game.
Good point. I had a chance to talk to Shaq and to Tristan at Meet the Hearts last night. Yeah, we're playing basketball, in the midst of the end of the football season. We'll talk a little bit more about that here. 2nd and 10 on the incompletion. Stops clock with 9:23 to go in the opening quarter. Again up under center. Shackelford brings Holden Lewis near, and the ball's loose. And it's grabbed by Murphysboro, and the Red Devils have it inside the Hearts' 30-yard line.
33, Aiden McNitt.
You just worried on a cold and windy and wet day that something like that might happen, and the Hearts lose it on a fumble. And it's 1st and 10 for Murphysboro at Effingham's 29-yard line.
Yeah, it was on the snap, as it never made it cleanly into the hands of Nate Shackelford. And so an early turnover gives Murphysboro great field position, and now the defense is going to have to step up. Effingham has lived on the strength of its defense quite a bit this year, and never more than right now.
Loss of 7 on the fumble. And 1st and 10 for the Red Devils. They've got the ball at the Hearts' 29. So let's see how the Hearts D can react. Again, their starter is back at quarterback. He wants to throw. Rolls to the near side. Now wants to throw. No, and it gets away, and it's caught inside the 10-yard line. Nice grab as he managed to fight his way to stay in bounds. And that is Logan Sullivan who made the catch, a 6'1", 190-pound senior. He makes the catch at the 8. So from the 30 to the 8, a gain of 22 yards, and it's 1st and goal for the Red Devils at the Hearts 8-yard line. Again, a fumble on the previous play has the Red Devils knocking on the door early in this game. 1st and goal at the Hearts 8-yard line. Boy, the Hearts have come up golden in situations like this year. Let's see what happens. Man in motion. They hand it off. They string it out. And Logan Brown's got him slowed down, and down he goes back at the 10. Nice work by the defense. Logan Brown got him first.
Hoppenstead trying to go around the left end there, and he just couldn't find the room. That's a loss on the play.
They'll give him the 9, so it's a loss of 1. So still goal to go, but 2nd and goal at the 9 now instead of the 8. Gunnar Franklin got in there over on the end. He's out there always on the edge. He on one side and Parker Wolf on the other, and Luke Spencer helps out there too. So 2nd and goal for the Hearts, for Murphysboro at the Hearts 9-yard line. Jamar McZeek is the quarterback for Murphy. Here's the handoff. They come to the right side of center, and the Hearts stand him up. Maybe no gain. All kinds of Effinghamers there. Finally piling off the bottom of the pile is Alex Bauman. He's always in the middle of it underneath, and of course there's also Austin Herbeth. No gain. It's 3rd and goal at the 9. So they've run it for a 1-yard loss and 2 no gains, and now it's 3rd and goal for Murphysboro at Effingham's 9-yard line.
Yeah, Desmond Clark got the carry that time, his 2nd of the game, so he's got a couple. Hoppenstead a couple. They've given it to Caraway. 3 different guys involved.
They bring one man out wide to the right. That's Hunter Mead. 3rd and goal at Effingham's 8. There's the handoff. They run it up the middle, and he's short, so it's going to be 4th and goal. He gained to about the 4, so it looks like 4th and goal at the 4.
Kevin Kirkwood getting his first carry of the game, number 3, gets inside the 5, like you said.
Mason Hasty on the stop for Effingham. It's 4th and goal. Looks like the 4-yard line, so they have to score on this play or the Hearts get the football. It's as simple as that. 6:48 to go, opening quarter. Obviously, gang, a huge play here.
This is a team that runs it a lot. Will they trust the run game and their execution, or will they put it in the air? Only a couple of receivers in the game.
Mead split wide left on this 4th down play. There's the snap. There's the handoff. He's through, and they stop him.
Yeah,
Hearts football. Yeah, they ran a man up the middle, and I thought he had the football, and they didn't. Quarterback kept, I think. And Mason Hasty with the stop. At the 10, they lost a yard. No, let's see. At the 4, pardon me. Line of scrimmage was a 4, no gain. And the Hearts get the football. So the Hearts fumbled, and the defense stands proud. 1st and 10 for the Hearts at their 4-yard line, but they have the football, and it's still a scoreless game. 6:27 left in the first quarter to start this drive.
That's huge.
Man, your heart kind of sank when you saw that fumble.
A little.
And then that pass play got them inside the 10, and the Hearts took care of things from there. They've had big goal line stances this year. Chase Woomer drives and dives and gets it out across the 5 on 1st down. Just trying to get it away from the goal line here. To the 6, giving 2, and it's 2nd and 8. Actually, they kind of sat it on the 5, didn't they? So it's a gain of 1.
It'll be 2nd and 8 from the 6-yard line.
It's kind of between the 5 and the 6. We don't have the greatest angle on it, but
that's true. They've got a better look down there at the other end of the press box. So 2nd and 8 at the 6. No score, 5:50 to go, opening quarter. Semifinal Class 4A football from Effingham. Shack being chased, turns, gets taken down back at the 5, maybe the 4-yard line. Great pursuit there by the Red Devils. And the man who took him down was Kevin Kirkwood.
Aiden McNitt, 33.
Very good. Aiden McNitt also helped on the stop. Thank you.
He's the guy who recovered the fumble on that last possession too, by the way.
So the 4-yard line, so a loss of 2. Back to the line of scrimmage on 3rd and 10. Football field is really getting chewed up, gang. 5:10 to go, opening quarter. No score. Hearts are back to their 4-yard line. 3rd and 10. And timeout is called, I'm guessing, by Murphy.
Effingham.
So the Hearts call time. They want to talk it over. Matt, let's take a quick break. 5:06 to go, opening quarter. Effingham and Murphysboro. No score here at Klosterman Field on 97.9 XFM.
Evergreen Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is proud to announce their new outpatient therapy. Evergreen now offers physical, occupational, and speech therapies for their patients. If you need therapy, don't worry. Evergreen's outpatient therapy can help you too. Give Evergreen a call today for a tour.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
We're back here at Klosterman Field. 5:06 to go in the opening quarter. Murphysboro's broke in the huddle, and Hearts will now break, and we'll see what happens. It's 3rd and 10. Hearts with the ball at their 4-yard line. To say this is a huge play is an understatement.
It's been a slow start for Effingham's offense, so yeah, you need a big play here.
Jack in the gun. Barks, they don't jump. There's the snap. He's rolling to the far side of the field, has a bit of an opening, and down he goes, and he's just outside of the end zone, and it's 4th down.
I don't know if either one of these last couple of plays were design runs for Shackelford or if they were rollout passes where he just hasn't had time to look down the field. But in either case, the pursuit has been solid. He hasn't had much time. So this the linebacking core for Murphysboro has been very quick, and they dropped him at his 1-yard line.
So a 3-yard loss. So it's 4th down and 13 at the 1. Boy, big punt situation here for Dawson Whitten.
Got to have a good snap.
And punting from the back of his end zone. Huge punt. Thankfully, he's got the win. High snap over his head, and that's going to be a safety.
Well, so snapping the football has been an issue so far, and that's the kind of thing that is a challenge. You know, it's a thing you take for granted most games, but when the field conditions are muddy and sloppy, they become a huge challenge, and right there they give Murphysboro their first 2 points of the game.
So it's 2-0 Murphy on the safety. Again, the ball was snapped well over Dawson Whitten's head. He didn't have a chance getting a kick, and then it went out of the back of the end zone, so then it was a moot point. Then you can't kick. So 2-0 Murphysboro, and now they'll get the ball as the Hearts kick it away. So 4:21, by the way, in the first quarter for that occurrence. We'll just keep it here, Matt. So 2-0 with 4:21 to go in the opening quarter. Well, the Hearts have been behind at this point in the past. We'll see what happens this time. I don't write down many safeties as a rule.
No.
So it's 2-0, and it came with 4:21 to go in the first quarter. Boy, huge crowd. And again, the thing about it is, on a safety, they get 2 points, and now you kick them the football. So Murphy could make this a big situation for them. So Ivan Angel will try to put some serious foot in it, and it's end over end, and it's taken outside the 30, and they return it up the middle, and he gets hit hard right at midfield and dives forward to about the Hearts' 48-yard line. So Murphysboro, after getting the safety, now will begin this drive in Effingham territory at the 49-yard line. 4:15 to go in the opening quarter.
Yeah, that kick from Effingham had to kick from its own 20 also. So, you know, even a pretty good kick from Angel, just a little bit of a return, but all the way into Effingham territory for Murphysboro.
Boy, the defense had such a great goal line stance, but it was just a minute ago, and now here they are right back out there. So 2-0 Murphysboro, and they get the ball here. 1st and 10 at Effingham's 49-yard line. There's the snap, there's the handoff right up the gut, and he dives inside the 45 before the Hearts can take him down. There's Herbeth again on the stop. Boy, he has been huge. McNitt carries, and he got 5 from the 49 to the 44, and it's 2nd and 5.
McNitt, the 5th different Murphysboro player to take a carry early in this game. And none of those are the quarterbacks, so they have a lot of different guys run the football, but their quarterback really doesn't do it too frequently.
They bring one man out here split far to the near side, Severe Myers. Let's see what they do here on 2nd and 5. They're at the Hearts 44. They send it out here to the near side, a sweep, and he gets away from one player, and he gets inside near the 35. It's really going to depend about the spot, and there is a flag thrown on the play as well. I don't think he got enough for the first down. So if this is on the Hearts,
given the timing of the flag, I'm going to say it's coming back anyway. Going to be on the blocking against Murphysboro would be my guess.
Yeah, you'd sure suppose so, and it is on the Red Devils. Flag's thrown at the 46, so that would be a yard loss on the play, and then a 10-yard walk-off back to their own 44.
44 on the offense. 10-yard spot on the foul. 3 plays second down.
All right, so still second down, but now it's 2nd and 15 as they lost 10 on that play.
That's a good break for Effingham as it pushes Murphysboro back into its own territory. See if we can do something with that.
2-0 Murphysboro. They scored on a safety a moment ago. Quarterback McZeek trying to throw. He fires it across the middle. It's incomplete. There's a late flag. Logan Brown and Jacob Logan were both there for the Hearts.
Well, Jacob Logan came around, but honestly, I don't buy it. I don't agree with the flag. Maybe a little biased, but I think he had pretty good positioning there.
Well, and it wasn't going to be caught. You don't have to throw a flag. I don't think that was going to be caught, but moot point, Greg. They'll mark it off from the 44. The 15-yard walk-off will give them all those yards that they just lost and 5 more to boot, and that may give them the first down. Nope, 2 yards shy. So it's still second down, but now it's second down and 2. It's a 2nd and 2 for them at Effingham's 44-yard line.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Logan did everything right. He reached with his outside hand, didn't seem to make any contact before the ball got there. But, didn't see it that way on the field, so Effingham went from having a pretty good situation to now 2nd and short, having to defend it.
Second down still. They sweep to the far side of the field, and down he goes, and I still don't think he got the first down.
Close to the first down mark.
Depending on what kind of a spot they give him, as he sort of fell on, didn't fall forward too much, but the spot looks pretty favorable.
It was Jake Hoppenstead that carried that time, and it's across the 40 to the 39 and a half, about a half a yard shy. So
it will be 3rd and
that'll give them 2, let's say, to the 44, and it's 3rd and less than a yard.
Yep.
2:50 to go, opening quarter. 2-0 Murphysboro. We just got a score. Thank you, Justin Ritz. And Richmond Burton is leading 3-0 on Coal City. The winner of that game plays the winner of this one for the state title. So 3rd and just a bit here. There's the handoff, and they stuff it. Holy cow, did they stuff it. 4th down. Aiden McNitt met the Hearts. We had Meet the Hearts last night for the basketball team. That's Meet the football team right there.
That's going to put it back behind the 40, so he lost a couple of yards on the play, it appears. And Murphysboro probably going to go for it here, but they got a little more work to do now.
Back to the 41. So it was the 39. Never mind what that guy said earlier about the line of scrimmage. It was the 39. Now it's a 41. So it's 4th and 2. They're having trouble with the scoreboard. Mr. Mosier explained that on the PA a moment ago. The guys are working hard down there. They're, like everybody else, doing a great job this year. All right, 4th and 2. Man in motion. Now he's setting up, and that's a mess, and timeout. Timeout Murphysboro. That was looking like a Chinese fire drill.
Well, and the Effingham sidelines wanted to know why there wasn't a procedure penalty because of the men in motion during the pre-snap routine that Murphysboro was going through.
So timeout Murphysboro. Let's take a 30, Matt. It's 2-0 Murphysboro. Minute 40 to go, opening quarter on 97.9 XFM.
Local, secure, enduring, and more convenient than ever. Washington Savings Bank is located in Effingham, Mattoon, and anywhere you are with their 24/7 virtual branch. Enjoy the conveniences of banking with all the services offered at Washington Savings Bank. Member FDIC.
Minute 40 to go, opening quarter in our 4A semifinal football game. It's Murphysboro 2, Effingham nothing. Murphy has it 4th and 2 at Effingham's 41-yard line.
It's 4th and 2 from the 41.
Let's see what happens. Hearts fans getting on their feet. 4th and 2 at the 41. There's the snap. Looking to throw. It is caught for a first down. Threw it about 4 yards.
Yeah, it was just a short little pass. It wasn't a great one. Hunter Mead, number 5, went down and got it. Had to pick that one just off the turf, but he was able to get it and get those chains moving. So Effingham's defense going to have to continue to work here.
Gain of 5, 41 to the 36. Smart play. A lot of time to go, so they said, let's just get the first down, boys. So 1st and 10 for the Red Devils. Now they're at the Hearts' 36-yard line. There's the snap. Handoff up the gut, and there's a late flag. Gain is to McNitt, and he got to about the 30. Now let's see what the flag's about that got thrown at the 35-yard line. I would suppose that's a hold since it's in the Murphysboro backfield.
Jake Stoneburner.
Jake Stoneburner among the crowd on the stop for the Hearts. Hold on Murphysboro.
Indication holding against Murphysboro.
After it's your 13th game of the season, you sort of figure these things out. So the flag again thrown at the 35-yard line. So they walk it back to the 45. That's where Murphy will set up shop now. Still first down, but now it's 1st and 20. The ball, the nose of the football, is on Effingham's 45-yard line. Minute 10 to go, opening quarter. 2-0 Murphysboro leading Effingham here at Klosterman Field.
Murphysboro's had the ball for 3.5 minutes now. This drive started just 4 yards behind where it is now. It's been all over the place due to penalties.
Handoff up the gut and some gain, but not much gain. That's Jake Hoppenstedt, and down he goes.
First tackler was Alex Boffman.
All right. You heard it from Scott Mosier. Alex Boffman on the stop.
A gain of 2
to the 43.
From the 43.
So 2nd down and a bundle.
So far, Effingham has contained the Murphysboro running game. They have run 13 plays, 13 rushing plays, and their biggest gain on the ground is 5 yards. So the Hearts have done a good job. They just need to get their defense off the field and then get their offense out there and move the football a little bit.
Hearts have the advantage there when it comes to having kids playing both ways. They want to throw. Here's a lob out, and it is caught. And he's still on his feet. Now he falls shy of the goal line, but Mead makes the catch, and it's going to be 1st and goal for Murphysboro.
Luke Spencer in coverage there bit the dirt, and he came up looking for a call. Felt like he might have gotten taken down to the field. I didn't see myself, but yeah, then Hunter Mead was all alone to catch that ball, and the only reason he doesn't make it into the end zone is because he lost his footing.
Spencer is really hot.
Yeah, he's pretty fired up.
Sidelines. 43, the gain is to the 3, and that ends the first quarter. It'll be 1st and goal for Murphysboro when we start the second quarter. After 1 here at Klosterman Field, Murphysboro 2, Effingham nothing on 97.9 XFM.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is there for all your urgent care needs. They're open 7 days a week and no appointment is needed for all injuries and illnesses. Plus, they have on-site x-ray. And they accept all major insurance and offer a self-pay discount. For more information, visit centralillinoisurgentcare.com.
All right, we start the second quarter. It's Murphysboro 2, Effingham nothing. And 1st and goal for Murphysboro at the Effingham 3-yard line. We switch ends of the field here to start the second quarter. So let's see what happens on the south end.
How many 2-0 quarters have you seen?
Precious few. Again, the other score, the game that really matters to us, saw Richmond Burton leading Coal City 3-0. So as we get more information on that, we'll keep you up to date. It's 1st and goal at the 3. They run it. They don't get in. as they run the ball carrier out of bounds over there on the west side of the field. Desmond Clark carried, and Parker Wolf did his job over there on the corner.
And just ran out of real estate trying to turn that corner as Clark was running to his right for the right corner of the end zone. He got a couple of yards.
Yeah, gains to the 1.
Still one away.
So 2nd and goal at the 1. Hart's defense has stood mightily so far in these situations early in the game. But how many times can you do that? 2nd and goal at the 1. McZeek sends him in motion. There's the handoff up the gut. Touchdown, Murphysboro.
Touchdown, Murphysboro.
Ran it right up the chute that time. And I think McNitt carried. Yeah, Hayden McNitt with a carry for 1 yard. And that extends the Murphysboro lead to 8-0. Score comes with 11:50 to go in the first quarter. Everything's important. Extra point here, then a touchdown and a 2-point conversion won't tie it. So this is huge. So let's see about the extra point try from Jake Addig. There's the snap, the placement, the kick's up, and it's blocked. So the Harts do the job. Gunnar Franklin might have got in there on that. And that'll hold it to 8-0. 11:50 to go, second quarter. Back with the kickoff in a minute on 97.9 XFM.
Evergreen Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is proud to announce their new outpatient therapy. Evergreen now offers physical, occupational, and speech therapies for their patients. If you need therapy, don't worry. Evergreen's outpatient therapy can help you too. Give Evergreen a call today for a tour.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
Nice touchdown drive by Murphysboro. 11 plays, 49 yards, 4:31 off the clock, highlighted by McNitt's 1-yard touchdown run. But the kick was no good, so it's 8-0. So touchdown, 2-point conversion. The Harts have this thing tied up. Let's see how the offense performs this first possession in a while. Ball hits and stops right at the 15, but the Harts pick it up and trying to make some progress, and that's pretty close to a horse collar tackle. Now the ball gets loose, but it's recovered. We've got a flag on the play, I think, for the tackle. The Harts recovered the football as Keegan Baker returned. It got loose. Keegan dove on it and lands at about the 17, 18-yard line, and now let's see what the penalty's about.
I think it's going to be a face mask, Greg.
That's okay.
That ball.
Face mask is the call. It is on the Harts. Line of scrimmage is the 18 as the play ended, and they'll walk it off from there, so the Harts are going to end up with pretty good field position out of this.
That kickoff, it hit the ground and then just checked up in the mud there. Didn't carry.
They call it inadvertent, so it's just a 5-yard walk-off. So that moves it out to the 23. So inadvertent face mask rather than something deliberate. Anyway, the Harts have it 1st and 10 at their 23. Let's see if we can run that offense I've enjoyed this last 13 weeks. Shack up under center on 1st and 10. Harts down 8-0 into the second quarter. Looking to throw out here in the flats, caught by Duncan. Tristan, nice run after the catch, got it out across the 30. Good gain on first down.
Yeah, nothing fancy, just a little screen pass to Duncan, let him do some work after the catch, and it's a nice little gain on first down. Open up the playbook a little bit here in the second down situation.
Gain of 8 to the 31, so it's 2nd and 2. Again, line of scrimmage at 23, got 8, so it's 2nd and 2 at the 31. Harts down 8-0. Just needed to get something positive, and there it was on that pass play. Shack set on 2nd down, and the ball gets away again. And the Harts dive on it this time, but it's down to the 29 where the tackle's made. Boy, that ball flew straight up in the air.
They're going to have to figure it out, Greg. Both teams are dealing with this, and so far Effingham has had the ball get away 4 times.
They got it back here, though.
And Murphysboro has not fumbled once, so they're going to have to clean it up.
No gain, as it turns out. The ball is still at the 31. So 3rd and 3-ish at the 31. 8-0, Murphysboro leads. Shack from the gun here on 3rd down. There's a good snap. Fakes. Hands, nope, he kept it. He's running and diving and comes up short. So let's see what the Hearts do here on 4th down. Gain to the 32, so a gain of 1. So it's 4th and 2.
I mean, they really needed
less than 2.
Really needed to keep their defense off the field longer than this, but it's risky. I mean, you're inside your 35-yard line right now.
Hearts are going to go for it. Hearts are going to go for it. So Coach Hefner's going to roll the dice. Ball's at the 32. It's about 1.5 yards for a first down. This is huge, gang. Shack up under center. They're going that double tight end shift here to the right side, so you expect they'll block that way. They're trying to get them to jump, but they won't jump. And now the Hearts call time, and now they'll probably punt. So Coach tried to go for it. Murphysboro didn't bite, so let's see now if they decide to go ahead and kick the punt. So let's take a 30-second break, Matt. 8-0 Murphysboro on 97.9 XFM.
Local, secure, enduring, and more convenient than ever. Washington Savings Bank is located in Effingham, Mattoon, and anywhere you are with their 24/7 virtual branch. Enjoy the conveniences of banking with all the services offered at Washington Savings Bank. Member FDIC.
Now the Hearts are going to punt. So it's 4th down and about 1.5 yards. So Dawson went back to hit. And he's going to be just about his 20-yard line. High snap went over his head. Boy, the Hearts are having a terrible time snapping the football. Witten tries to kick it, and he does. Heck of an effort by Witten. And the Hearts get a good bounce. It ends up out across the 40-yard line. So that could have been a disaster. Good presence of mind by Dawson Witten to keep his head. And he got that ball out across the 40-yard line. That is a huge play. You remember that for down the line today. That is huge. Snap went way over Witten's head. He had presence of mind to get back there and get the punt away. So it's 1st and 10 for Murphy, and they're in Effingham territory. Yeah, all that. But it's the Effingham 41, and it could have been the Hearts 21, the way that was looking. 9:19 to go, second quarter. They look to pass. The throw is caught. And the man is inside the 20 before he goes out of bounds. The catch is taken by Desmond Clark. Parker Wolf ran him out of bounds just inside the 20-yard line. So from the 41 to the 19, gain of 12 yards. 41 to the 19, Greg. 22-yard line. 22-yard catch, pardon me. So from the 41 to the 19. So first down for the Red Devils. Still just 8-0. We're used to Effingham just cruising. It's not been an easy ride so far today, but it's still early. Run it to the far side, near side, actually strung it out, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Nice job, Hoppenstedt. And Bachman's there, and also Stoneburner and Herbuth and Cast of Thousands. No gain, still at the 19, so it's 2nd and 10.
Effingham continues to do a good job on the run defense. They have not allowed a big play yet out of the run game, and Murphysboro has had the football a lot. They've run a lot of plays at this point. Effingham's defense has spent most of this game on the field, and really they've done a great job. They've just been put in some really tough situations so far.
Yeah, you're exactly right. This is where you're really glad we don't have a whole lot of kids going both ways. All right, 2nd and 10 at the 19. There's the snap. They handed up the gut, and the Hearts did a nice job of sniffing that out. He might have got a yard or two. Caraway, the ball carrier, and grabbing him, there's Alex Bachman, or Haven Prather's in there too. Nice job by Haven. Call it 2 to the 17, so it's 3rd and 8. 3rd and 8. So it's 2 down territory. 8 minutes left before halftime. Running game clock goes fast. Last week's game went fast. 8-0 Murphysboro. 3rd and 8 for the Red Devils. Looking to throw. Pass is caught. Shy of the first down.
Pass was complete to number 7, Ryan Finke.
Finke caught it. Every time I hear Finke catching a football, I think about the big kid from Casey a couple of years ago. To the 11. So from the 17 to the 11, a gain of 6, Dustin. So it's 4th down and a long 1.
McZeek, the quarterback for Murphysboro, 5 for 5 now for 94 yards. He's hit 4 different receivers, and they've just they've kind of picked their spots and have made the most of them.
4th and 1. Murphy at the Hearts' 11-yard line. There's the snap. There's the handoff up the gut, and he did not get it. Nice work by the Hearts. He might have got back to the 10. He did not. First down marker is inside the 10. Hearts football. Once again, the defense does the job. They're going to call the chain gang out because the Hearts got in a horrible spot. Let's see what the chain gang shows us. I still think they're short. So the Arnold family out with the chains. That was a terrible spot.
No, he didn't make it.
Short. Hearts football. All right. So the defense continues to excel. And it's right at the 10. 1st and 10 for Effingham at their 10-yard line. But once again, they do not allow any points. It's 8-0 Murphysboro. But it could be a whole lot worse. 6:59 left in the second quarter as we start this Hearts possession.
Yeah, the Hearts, they just got to hang on to the football. I don't know how to sugarcoat it, but they're going to have to take care of the football. It's only been a problem for one team so far, and they need to clean it up. They got to keep their defense off the field. They got to have a sustained drive here.
Shack up under center on 1st and 10. Out in the flats, it's caught out here by Cam Calber. Good run, still on his feet, out across the 20. Nice gain on 1st down, and the Hearts get a 1st down.
Yeah,
is that their first down?
Yeah, that's one of their only positive plays of the day, unfortunately. But that was their biggest play of the game and their first down.
From the 10 to the 22, a gain of 12 for Mr. Cameron Calber. He had a big catch last week.
Well, he did a good job keeping his feet underneath him after he caught that. With the footing what it is, he did a great job of staying upright.
Ball's at the 22, 1st and 10. 8-0 Murphy. Let's see what the Hearts can do this time on offense. Couple of shifts. Now they're good. Got the eye working. Gillum back in the fullback. The ball is loose again. Shack picks it up, and he dives forward and might have got a yard. This is crazy. The Hearts are just having a woeful time hanging on to the football when the officials throws the Hearts a towel. Let's see about the spot. I think he got a yard to the 23, so it'll be 2nd and 9. Yeah, I'm being generous, calling it the 23. 2nd down regardless.
It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 23.
Got about a half a yard out of the deal. Shack up under center. Throws. Caught out here on the far side. Duncan, get loose. Tristan, attaboy. Got out to the 30.
Duncan.
Nice effort. Had to shake a leg to get a tackler off of him. And manages to get the ball out at least near the 30, if not to the 30. On nose of the football on the 30. So a gain of 7. That makes it 3rd and about 2.5.
So far, Effingham has had better luck putting the ball in the air than they have on the ground. Just got to get yourself into position to be able to do it. I wouldn't be surprised if they go with another passing play right here.
Holden Lewis is split just off the line. You got Calber out here split wide to the near side. Then you've got Duncan up top. And they hand off the football to Chase Woomer for nothing.
It's
4th down.
Shotgun set with 3 wide receivers in there, but Woomer lined up alongside the quarterback. They handed it to him, and he had nowhere to go. Got back, didn't get back to the line of scrimmage.
Nope, actually the 29, so they lost a yard. And it's 4th down. And it looks like the Hearts will punt it away. Hope we got lines of communication established regarding snaps. Luke Spencer so far has had a rough go. Let's see what happens this time. He's the long snapper for the Hearts. Good snap this time. And a good kick. Deep. well into Murphysboro territory. In fact, it's inside their 40. So at last, they got some real work to do here on offense. Punt with 4:34 to go second quarter. It's Murphysboro 8, Effingham nothing on 97.9 XFM.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is there for all your urgent care needs. They're open 7 days a week and no appointment is needed for all injuries and illnesses. Plus, they have on-site x-ray. And they accept all major insurance and offer a self-pay discount. For more information, visit centralillinoisurgentcare.com.
All right, line of scrimmage was Murphysboro's 37. That's their worst field position of the day, and they gained 2 on a carry by Kirkwood to the 39. So it's 2nd and 8. 8-0 Murphysboro. 3:55 to go before the half. They handed up the middle.
Handoff was to Kirkwood again.
And a decent gain. He got close to the 45, and then the Hearts drove him back. Let's see about the spot.
First tackler
was the 39, and the Hearts have a player on the field. And now he's up.
A little slow to get up. I think he's just waiting for a hand. No, Herbeth is definitely favoring his left leg a little bit. Hasn't come off the field. Definitely not. He's walking gingerly.
All right, so the line of scrimmage is the 44, so a gain of 5 on the play. It's 3rd and 3.
It's a guy that Effingham's defense can't afford to not have it 100%, so hopefully Herbeth is able to walk it off and play it 100% here.
So 3rd and 3 for Murphy. They're at their 43. They run a misdirection play that time, and they still on their feet, and they have the first down into Effingham territory. Desmond Clark, a nice run that time. And look who came up and got him. It was Herbeth.
A little secondary burst there for Clark, and got it across midfield, well across, in fact.
So Desmond Clark with a gain to Effingham's 46. So a gain of 10. To the 46, that's enough for a first down. So Murphysboro doing just enough so far. 8-0 Red Devils, 2:40 to go in the second quarter. There's the snap, there's the handoff. They run it up the middle, and he dives forward. And it's Kirkwood again, and all of a sudden he's a busy kid. It's a gain to the 42, gain of 4, and it's 2nd and 6.
Nothing fancy. Nothing big for the most part, but Murphysboro chunking away the yardage here, keeping it moving toward Effingham's end zone.
You know, nobody cares about the score. They care whether or not you win. That's what it's come down to here in the Final Four. So far, the Hearts right in this one. It's 8-0, but they got to straighten things up. There's a handoff and only a 1-yard gain to the 41 of Effingham.
Ball carrier was Kevin Kirkwood.
So a nice job by the defense. Gain of 1 to the 41. So it's 3rd and 6.
Brown along with Jake Stoneburner. Gain of a yard to the 41 brings up
Logan Brown, Jake Stoneburner on the stop for the Hearts. Ball's at Effingham's 41. 3rd down. About 5 to go. 3rd down marker right at the 41-yard line. Got to get to the 36 for a first. McZeek in the gun. There's the snap. He fakes the handoff, going to throw. It is caught. And now a nice run after the catch, and he's inside the 20 before they drive him out of bounds. There's Desmond Clark again. And I don't mean this in a bad way. Jamar McZeek doesn't have a classic quarterback passing motion.
No.
But he's very effective. He's completed every pass he's thrown so far.
He's very upright. He throws it very overhand and kind of almost down, almost on the downward plane to his receiver. But those short little passes have worked.
13 yards, 41 to the 28, and a new set of downs for the Red Devils. So they continue this drive with 1:18 to go before halftime. Fake the handoff, looking to throw, coming to the near side. He's got some room to run, and he falls down inside the 20. That's all going to add up to about no gain, as it turns out. McZeek, Logan Brown was about to come up and tackle him, and then he fell down. So I think no gain depended upon the spot, of course. Once they get done wiping the mud off the football. And we've got a timeout.
Murphysboro.
Murphy calls timeout. Minute 4 to go before the half. Back in a moment. It's Murphysboro 8, Effingham nothing on 97.9 XFM.
Evergreen Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is proud to announce their new outpatient therapy. Evergreen now offers physical, occupational, and speech therapies for their patients. If you need therapy, don't worry. Evergreen's outpatient therapy can help you too. Give Evergreen a call today for a tour.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
3:38 to go in the second quarter. It is Richmond-Burton 9, Coal City nothing in the other semifinal contest. Here, minute 4 to go before the half. It's 8-0. Murphysboro leading Effingham. Murphy with the ball at the Hearts' 19-yard line. It's 2nd and 11. Looking to pass. Now he falls down. Now he manages to maintain his balance, and he slides just beyond the 10-yard line. Logan Art came up and tagged him out. It's not enough for a first down.
He went into that slide. If we were watching an NFL game, probably seen a flag come out on that play right there. But luckily Logan Arndt playing high school football, and that's going to be just inside the 10, it looks like.
Gain of 10. From the 19 to the 9, they needed 11, got 10. So it's 3rd and 1.
I thought McZeek's feet were going to come out from underneath him before he got that far. He turned that into a pretty good gain. So now Effingham's defense is going to have to, well, they're going to bring the chains out.
I don't think there's any way he made it, but we'll see here.
They called for him once earlier when it was a good half a ball length short.
It's short this time. Yeah, so it's still Murphysboro's ball, but no first down, so it's 3rd and 1.
We're used to seeing Cruz eyeball a play like that, but I guess a game of this magnitude, you want to be 100% certain, so they're bringing the chains out a couple of more times than maybe normally would.
And we're also trying to do all we can to get the Arnolds some prime time.
That's
on that chain game.
Well, I'm sure. Think some money was exchanged.
They got naming rights for the chains. It's the Arnold chain game.
Thing is, though, it's deep in Effingham territory. They've got 3rd down, only a yard to go, so obviously they've got a couple of cracks at this. This is a big play for Effingham right here to not just stand them up, but try to throw them for a loss of a yard or two to make that 4th down play a little more challenging.
Yeah, score right before halftime would be a real psychological lift for Murphysboro, too. There's the handoff. They got the first down and then some. He dives inside the 5-yard line as Kirkwood gains 5 yards from the 9 to the 4, and it's going to be 1st and goal for the Red Devils. Let's see where they sit it down. The spot's right on the 5, so a gain of 4.
Only 40 seconds to go here. Murphysboro does have 1 timeout left.
38. There. Well, I don't know about the clock. They're keeping the time on the field, too. The problem with the clock. There's a handoff, and down he goes. Young man's feet went out from under him, and then he got some help with Stoneburner going the rest of the way down. No gain, as it turns out. And the ball carrier, I think, Hoppenstedt?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So no gain. It's still at the 5, so it's 2nd and goal at the 5 with timeout Red Devils.
Please reset the game clock. 25 seconds.
So 25 seconds. Let's take a quick break here, Matt, on 97.9 XFM.
Local, secure, enduring, and more convenient than ever. Washington Savings Bank is located in Effingham, Mattoon, and anywhere you are with their 24/7 virtual branch. Enjoy the conveniences of banking with all the services offered at Washington Savings Bank. Member FDIC.
Football's at the 5. There's 25 seconds left. They're trying to ask the guys up here in the booth to reset the game clock for 25. Now they do. There you go. So 25 seconds for the Red Devils. It's 2nd and 5, Murphysboro. They're at the Hearts 5. Once again, our defense being called upon to do great things. There's the handoff. Nope, a pitch play out around end and keep him down. Logan Brown had him, and several people come up to help, and there might have actually been a loss on the play.
And they kept him Kept him in bounds.
Yeah, that might also. Let's see if they can get huddled up here and get a play called. Down to 6, down to 5, down to 4. There's the, nope, they handed it off, and the Hearts get him slowed down, but he's in for the touchdown.
Desmond Clark takes it
on the last play of the first half. Murphysboro extends their lead. Desmond Clark, who's been a thorn in the Hearts' side, extends Murphysboro's lead to 14-0 as the clock expires. They'll obviously get a try for a conversion now. 14-0 Murphysboro. Boy, that is a huge, huge play. Let's see what the kicker try for 2 here. Looks like they're going to go for 2. So 14-0 Murphysboro as the clock expires in the first half, and they are going to go for 2. Send a man in motion. McZeek looking to throw, going to the far side. Now he can't get his feet. He throws it anyway, and it's incomplete. So they tried for 2. It's no good, and that brings us to the half. Klosterman Field, semifinal 4A football. At the half, it's Murphysboro 14, Effingham nothing. We'll go through Dustin's stats, any scores that Matt's been able to round up. I'll recap the scoring. It's all on the way in a minute here on 97.9 XFM.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is there for all your urgent care needs. They're open 7 days a week and no appointment is needed for all injuries and illnesses. Plus, they have on-site x-ray. And they accept all major insurance and offer a self-pay discount. For more information, visit centralillinoisurgentcare.com.
This is the Compass Advisory Group Halftime Show. For all of your insurance needs, contact Corey McDaniel at 347-9697.
Back at Effingham High School's Klosterman Field at halftime in our Class 4A semifinal football game, it's Murphysboro 14, Effingham nothing. Here's a look at the scoring in that first half. With 4:21 to go in the first quarter, a high snap on a punt went over Dawson Witten's head by a bunch, and it went out of the end zone. So that resulted in a safety, and that gave Murphysboro a 2-0 lead. So again, that came with 4:21 to go in the first. Then Murphysboro got the ball at Effingham's 49, took 11 plays, but they scored, and that was on a run by McNitt of 1 yard. The kick was no good. 4-minute, 31-second drive, though, came with 11:50 to go in the second quarter, and Murphy extended their lead to 8-0. And then they scored just now, right as the half ended, at the end of a 12-play, 63-yard drive that took 4:34 off the clock. Desmond Clark, a 5-yard run up the middle. Pass play for 2 was unsuccessful, so they haven't converted, but they have scored. And that's really important when you're the team that hasn't. At the half, it's Murphysboro 14, Effingham nothing. Hearts have had numerous problems with fumbles and high snaps, and that has certainly slowed any momentum that the offense has tried to gather. Defense has played pretty well, but they've sure had to play an awful lot, and they've had to play in some pretty short yardage situations, so we'll see what the second half brings. Still just 14-0, though. Plenty of time for the Hearts to regroup and get back in this thing. So that's the scoring. Let's take a break, Matt, and then we'll look at scores and stats and more to come here at halftime at Klosterman Field on 97.9 XFM.
Evergreen Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is proud to announce their new outpatient therapy. Evergreen now offers physical, occupational, and speech therapies for their patients. If you need therapy, don't worry. Evergreen's outpatient therapy can help you too. Give Evergreen a call today for a tour.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
We are back at Klosterman Field at halftime. It's Murphysboro 14, Effingham nothing. And I'm pretty sure Dustin's white stats are going to bear out the score that you see on the scoreboard.
Well, I'll tell you,
or don't see right now because the scoreboard's off.
We're used to seeing some pretty one-sided numbers at halftime, but we're not used to them favoring the opposition. But Effingham has been just they've been outplayed pretty well in this first half. Murphysboro outgaining Effingham 179-18 in the first half.
My.
The Hearts have managed all of one first down. Murphysboro has 9 of them. Murphysboro has run the ball most of the time, but yet their passing has been effective. They've got 5 passing first downs and 4 rushing first downs. The Hearts just haven't been able to get it going on the ground. 8 running plays for Effingham in the first half, and they've lost 9 yards. So that's just a touch over a yard lost per attempt. Meanwhile, Murphysboro, they're not doing a lot. 62 yards on 29 attempts. That's just 2.1 yards per carry, but they have scored both of their touchdowns, and they have been able to, for the most part, get positive plays going on the ground. As far as passing, Effingham has put it in the air 4 times. They've completed 3 of them for 27 yards. And the Red Devils are perfect. 6 of 6 passing in the first half for 117 yards. So the visiting Murphysboro club, 35 plays in that first half for 179 yards. Effingham managed to run just 12 plays for a total of 18 yards. Turnovers, there's only been 1. Effingham lost a fumble. Now, the snap out of the back of the end zone, I don't know if it technically goes in as a turnover or not, but bad snaps and fumbles, there's been 6 of them for Effingham. Murphysboro has not put the ball on the ground in any way one time in this first half. Penalties, 15 yards on 1 penalty for the Hearts. Murphysboro penalized 3 times for 25 yards, and the time of possession is pretty lopsided. Effingham just 7 minutes and 13 seconds of possession in that first half. Murphysboro more than doubling that at 16 minutes and 47 seconds. So again, we talked about ball security being important on a day like today, and that's been the Achilles heel for Effingham so far, is they just haven't been able to have a lot of clean snaps. They haven't been able to get any sort of a groove, and they've put the ball on the ground several times and lost a fumble as part of those struggles. As far as the individual numbers go, Murphysboro has had a lot of different kids run the football. Desmond Clark, 18 yards on 7 attempts, including a 5-yard touchdown run there, the last play before halftime. Jake Hoppenstead, 6 yards on 7 attempts. 6 attempts for Kevin Kirkwood. He's got 20 yards, so he is the leading rusher for the Red Devils. Zane Caraway, 4 yards on 3 attempts. Aiden McNitt, 5 yards on 4 attempts, including a 1-yard touchdown run that got Murphysboro up ahead by a score of 8-0 at one point in the first half. And then Jamar McZeek, the Murphysboro quarterback, 2 attempts for 9 yards. And McZeek has been perfect passing the ball so far. Again, we talked about it's a bit of an unorthodox throwing motion, but the results have been there. 6 of 6 for 117 yards and no interceptions, no touchdowns either, but he has hit 4 different receivers. Desmond Clark, 45 yards on 2 catches. Hunter Mead, 45 yards on 2 catches. Logan Sullivan had a 21-yard reception, and Ryan Finke had 1 catch for 6 yards. Finke also punted 1 time, a 24-yarder in the first half. Desmond Clark, 2 kick returns for a total of 44 yards. And Aiden McNitt had the fumble recovery for Murphysboro, their 1 takeaway there in the first half. As far as the Hearts go, Chase Wimmer's run the ball twice, and that's the only running back to get any carries in the first half. Wimmer, 2 carries. He's gained a total of a yard. Nate Shackelford is on the hook for 6 carries for a loss of 10 yards. A couple of those are snaps that got away that he had to fall on. A couple of them are snaps that got away that he still managed to turn into positive yardage. And then, of course, one of those snapped that got well away and lost 7 yards on the play. And Logan Brown, who took several carries in the game last week at Prairie Central. In fact, I think he might have out-carried Chase Wimmer, as memory serves. He has not touched the ball in the first half of play. Shackelford, 3 of 4 passing it for 27 yards. He's hit Tristan Duncan for a couple of plays, totaling 15 yards, and then Cameron Kalber also had 1 reception for 12 yards. But that's it. Again, just 12 plays for Effingham. Actually, I take that back. Only I was counting wrong. They actually only ran 12 plays in the first half. So just haven't been able to get anything going. Dawson Witten, he's been in punt formation a couple of times, but he's only gotten one away, and that was a high punt or a high snap that he had to chase back, and did a great job just to get it off. It ended up only being a net of 9 yards. But had another one out of the back of the end zone, the one over his head. Nothing to do about that. And I will say that Effingham was backed up to its own end zone a little bit, and so the snap was not normal. Like, it was a little bit shorter than it normally is. So between that and the wet conditions, a little out of the ordinary. Keegan Baker has the only kick return for Effingham in the first half. That was a 3-yarder on a ball that hit between him and Wimmer, and somebody had to pick it up and kind of checked up on them. Nobody had a whole lot of time for return, but really that's it. I mean, there's just not a whole lot to report individually for Effingham. Only 18 yards of total offense in the first half. There's just not going to be much to say. They're going to get the ball first in the second half, and they got to run an extended drive. They're down only 14-0. You know, one score can totally change the complexion of this game. The defense has done a good enough job to keep them in it, but at some point you have to run an extended drive. You got to move the football a little bit, and it's got to start soon, because Murphysboro, their possessions are taking some time. You're just you're playing against the clock at this point, and we'll see what happens.
Thank you, Dustin. Let's check back with Matt and see what scores he has. There are a lot of football playoff games going on. Not too many in our region, though, right, Matt?
Not a lot in our area, but some teams that we're familiar with. We'll start off with 1A football. It was Central A&M as they lead Athens 21-7 with 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. Lena Winslow over Kewanee A. Weathersfield, that co-op, it's Lena Winslow 36 and Kewanee 18. That's with 6 minutes to go in the fourth. 2A football has Nashville over Decatur St. Teresa with 11 minutes to play in the fourth quarter, 28-14. Sterling Newman Central Catholic leads Minunk Fieldcrest 21-7 with 7 minutes to play in the ball game. 3A football, Quincy Notre Dame leads Williamsville 23-16 at halftime. A final in the other 3A game, Byron defeated Princeton by a score of 7-3. In Class 4A football, the other matchup has Richmond Burton leading Coal City 16-0 at halftime. And the 5A schools, neither one of those games have kicked off yet. Of course, Rochester, we're pretty familiar with them, taking on Mascoutah at Mascoutah, and then Chicago St. Rita will take on Rockford Boylan Catholic. That game coming up later on this evening as well. Did get a result from a girls' basketball contest as Teutopolis is playing in the Highland Girls Tournament, got a win over Highland at the Salem Girls Tournament. Final score 40-36 in a close one there in their first game of the day. They will play a little later on today as well. And one result in as well from the St. Anthony 7th grade regional. It was St. Anthony 29, South Central 15 in 7th grade girls regional basketball action. And taking a look at college football scores, the Illini fell today to Iowa by a score of 19-10. That's our scores, Greg.
Game. Thank you, Matt. Hey, we're not unused to low scores in basketball at Salem, are we?
No, we've seen a few interesting games down there.
Speaking of Matt and me, we'll see you Monday night when it's start of our high school basketball broadcast season. Quick turnaround this year. St. Anthony Thanksgiving Tournament starts Monday night at 6 o'clock. Robinson will play Teutopolis at 7:30. St. Anthony plays Tolono Unity. We'll have both those games for you on 97.9 XFM and 97.9XFM.com. 3 games Tuesday night there. Mattoon plays Robinson, and then we'll have the Effingham opener. They play Highland at 6:30, and then T-Town plays Breeze Central at 8. That ought to be a dandy. Wednesday night, 3 games. Breeze Central will play Mattoon at 5. And then we'll have the Tolono Unity Effingham game at 6:30 and St. Anthony and Highland at 8 o'clock. We all have Thursday to be thankful, and then Friday there's a quadruple header. At 3 o'clock, Highland plays Tolono Unity. At 4:30, T-Town plays Mattoon. We'll have that one for you. At 6 o'clock, Breeze Central plays Robinson, and then at 7:30 Friday night, St. Anthony and Effingham. Annually a clash as the two city schools get together. And then 4 more games in that tournament, Saturday, 3, 4:30, 6, and 7:30. And wherever the Shoes, Hearts, and Bulldogs are on Saturday, we'll have those games for you as well. And Dustin and I are hopeful that although it would be really cool to be there, we won't be at the Enloe Center. We'll be in DeKalb Friday night, because if the Hearts win this football game, that's where they'll play for a state championship.
Work to do for Effingham in the second half if that's going to be the case. But, again, just down a couple of scores, anything can happen. But it's all going to start with this opening possession for the Hearts offense. They got to get something going, and they got to get to it pretty quickly.
I agree with you. They just have been such a great second-half ball club this season. That's why I'm not too disappointed, except that so many of the Hearts' problems in the first half were self-inflicted. You know, it wasn't that, please, Murphysboro fans, don't hear me saying that you don't have a great ball club, because obviously you do. But a lot of the Hearts' problems were of their own making.
Yeah, I mean, they just haven't been able to run extended possessions because, they haven't been able to hold on to the football. Yeah. I'm not trying to harp on it. I'm not trying to make anyone feel bad or call anybody out. But, I mean, that's the story of the game. That's what's happening. And you see right now, Nate Shackelford and his center, Stetson Green, they're down there working on it because that's what they got to do. It all starts there. If you can't even get the play started, then you're certainly not going to gain any yardage. You're not going to score any points. And so there you go. They're down there. They're working through it. And let's just hope that they get it squared away here in the second half. In this opening possession, they can put some points on the board and put a little pressure on this Murphysboro team.
We'll see what happens. I do want to mention that there is a plaque presentation at the end of a semifinal game. So if the Hearts win, we understand there might not be a presentation. If Murphysboro loses, there won't be a presentation, hence. So anyway, somebody gets a plaque at the end of the game. And if the Hearts have the fourth place plaque, then I understand there's not a presentation. So stay tuned for that. It ought to be interesting second half, and still right in it. 14-0.
Another semifinal 4A game.
So we'll
half, it's Richmond Burton.
We'll see what this second half brings. So
nothing.
Basketball Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Friday night, and Saturday night. So let no grass grow under our feet. We'll get right back at it. But hopefully we'll have football and basketball for you next Friday night.
One thing we didn't mention at the open, but Murphysboro is a senior-laden team. They have a ton of them. They've got more than 20 seniors on their roster, and it's not nearly as deep of a roster as Effingham has, but they've got guys that have been they went through some tough times 2 or 3 years ago, and they've been a part of the program and the varsity program for years now, so they've been waiting for this. And so, if you're Effingham, you can't expect them to wilt under any sort of pressure if you get something going. I mean, Effingham's going to have to bring its absolute best effort to the second half if they want to get it done. And we've seen what this Effingham team is capable of. They can do it, but they're gonna have to get something going here.
Hearts have 20 seniors, and they're not wanting this to be their last game. So let's see what the second half brings. 14-0. So still certainly anybody's football game. Hearts will get the ball to start the second half. So there's one bright note. Let's see what happens here. 14-0. Murphysboro got a safety, and then have scored 2 touchdowns. They have not converted on either of their touchdowns. That's 14-0. And as Dustin said, the Hearts hardly have any offensive yardage. And it's only 14-0. So, you got to say, well, hey, if they can get their act together, it's going to be just fine. And I think you're right. So let's see what happens. Ready for the second half kickoff. Hearts at 2 deep men back about the 10-yard line. And the kickoff is short. And it hits at about the 21, and it's gabbled up there. That's Woomer. And he gets a little momentum. And he gets it out to about the 23-yard line. We'll see about the spot. That's where the Hearts will get it, 1st and 10. So the kick wasn't particularly deep. Their special teams are something that Effingham might be able to exploit if they get the opportunity.
I figure kicking off is probably hard on a day like today because you really need a hard plant, to kick that ball as hard as you can. And on a day like today, you got to be concerned that your feet are just going to come out from underneath you. But then the return for Woomer, he didn't have much footing to work with either, just 6 yards. 1st
and 10 at the 23. That's where the Hearts will set up shop. Shack from the gun. There's the snap and the handoff, and Woomer turns it upfield and he gets it out across the 25. So decent gain here on first down. And pretty good footage. He's at about the crown of the field. That's where it looks best right now.
Yep.
To the 26 is where they'll get him. A gain of 3, so it's 2nd and 7. So a normal start to the second half. I'm glad about that. Holden Lewis brings the play in for the Hearts. He had a big catch in last week's game. He'll split out wide to the far side. And so does Tristan Duncan. He's out along the sideline to the far side of the field. And the Hearts lined up in the eye. And fake the handoff. Get planted. Scramble. Shaq doing all that stuff. He's got a good gain, and he's got a first down out about the 35-yard line.
First down for Effingham.
So he didn't have anybody open down the field, so he says, well, here, I'll just run for a first down. The gain's to the 34. That's a gain of 8, and a first down for the Hearts.
And I think Nate recognized that the pocket was collapsing around him. He's not going to have as much, he hasn't had as much time today to make the reads. This Murphysboro defense closes pretty quickly, and so there he made the decision quickly to tuck and run, looking for Duncan down the left side of the field. Didn't have his first read, just went for the sideline. Good play.
Duncan and Kalber split now wide to the far side. One guy in the backfield. Let's see what happens here. Fake, looking to pass. Here they come, and Shaq gets maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Wow, good pursuit by Murphysboro that time. Held on to the football, but no, it's actually a loss back to the 31. Loss of 3. So it's 2nd and 12 or 13 here.
A lot of moving parts to the setup of that play. A lot of stuff going on pre-snap. A little misdirection, but at the end of the day, they didn't get anything going on it.
Hearts need to get rid of the ball a little quicker. They just don't have the usual amount of time to get done what they're trying to do. The ball's at the 31, and it's 2nd down and more than 10. From the gun, good snap, handoff, nope, Shaq keeps. Good run, he gets near the 40 before they shut him down. So it'll be 3rd about 5 here. Getting to the 39, gain of 8.
Tackles by Kevin Kirkwood.
From the 31 to the 39, gain of 8, and it's 3rd and 5.
That design run up the middle that we've seen Effingham call for Shackelford pretty frequently down the stretch of the season. And it had didn't work quite as well last week for the Hearts, but they go back to it here today, and for the first time gets a 7-yard pickup.
Cam Kalber and Tristan Duncan out here now to the near side. So they shift the field of vision and the eye, and up under center. 3rd and 5. Shaq looking to throw. Pass caught by Kalber. Down he goes, just enough for a first down. Wow, just across the 45-yard line.
Yeah, he went right to the spot he needed to. A step beyond the sticks, turned around, the ball was there. Well-designed play. You talk about not having a lot of time to get the ball out, so Effingham recognizes it, calls the right play for it, and they get the chains moving.
39 to the 47, a gain of 8, and that's enough for a first down. A passing first down, that's good news. 1st and 10 for the Hearts. They're out to the 47 and got the motor running. Let's see what happens here on 1st and 10. Don't try to do too much, just keep it going now. From the gun on 1st and 10, the back set up beside him. That's Woomer. There's the handoff, and he dives forward and might have got a yard. Well, there's just not much there on the ground.
Effingham with a couple of first downs on this possession. It's already the longest drive they've had all afternoon long. And Woomer gets maybe a yard.
Yeah, out past the 47, so we can call it 2nd and 9. It's a 47 and a half. It's just across the 47.
I'm gonna be charitable. I'm gonna give him a yard on it.
Okay, getting closer to Christmas. 2nd and 9 and a half. 8:28 to go, 3rd quarter. Hearts are trailing by 14-0. From the gun, Kalber in motion, gonna throw, steps up. Now he's scrambling out in the flats, and it's short. Kalber tried to come back and save the play. Shaq's pass bounced, and so now it's 3rd down.
Honestly lucky that Kalber was not able to catch that because he was behind the line of scrimmage and his feet came out from underneath him. If he catches that, they lose a yard or two. As it is, it's going to be 3rd third and a very long 9, more like 3rd and 10.
Favorable spot where the nose of the football is now at the 47.
Yeah, they definitely moved it back a half a yard from the previous spot. I never have understood exactly how that happens, but
so they agree with me that it was the 47 because now it is. 3rd down and 9. Need a first down, boys. Shack from the gun. Jet Gillum shifts to the tight end spot. Get a block coming to here. He's got a man. It's caught. There's Gillum. There's that play. That's the Dustin White play. And it's a first down inside the 35-yard line.
I think they need to do it more because that was there. Gillum is bigger than anybody they've got in their secondary. I think that they'd be wise to keep their tight ends involved here.
First down to the 33. That is a gain of 20 yards, friends. And the Hearts have a new set of downs. And Shack looking to throw again. Steps up. There's Duncan. Caught! Yeah. Touchdown, Effingham! That was there early, and he overthrew him. That time, Shack landed right between the ones. Hearts are on the board with exactly 8 minutes left in the third quarter. It's 14-6. What a beautiful pass.
Yep, I mean, you're right. The first play of the game, Effingham was an eyelash away from running that successfully and getting into the end zone. This time they get it done.
Mr. Duncan strikes again. Nice pass. Let's kick for one here from Parker Wolfshold. Good snap needed. There's one. Placement. Kick. Looks good to me. The officials agree, and it's 14-7 as Ivan Angel gets the Hearts a point closer. 8 minutes left in the third here at 97.9 XFM.
Local, secure, enduring, and more convenient than ever. Washington Savings Bank is located in Effingham, Mattoon, and anywhere you are with their 24/7 virtual branch. Enjoy the conveniences of banking with all the services offered at Washington Savings Bank. Member FDIC.
The fans are revitalized as the Hearts have made it a 14-7 game with 8 minutes left in the third quarter. Ivan Angel ready to put some foot into this one. There's the kick, and he smoked it right down the middle. It's taken at the 10. Return is right up the gut, and he gets to the 25, and down he goes. Whole host of tacklers out there, Cochran among them, and Benavides, they helped out. So credit to Sean Cochran. Trevin Benavides helped as the return is to the 25, and that's where Murphysboro will set up shop here, 1st and 10 with 7:53 to go in the third quarter. That drive, Hearts score with 8 minutes left in the third quarter at the end of a 9-play, 77-yard drive. Took exactly 4 minutes, highlighted by a beautiful 33-yard touchdown pass from Nathan Shackelford to Tristan Duncan. Ivan Angel's kick was good, and the Hearts are back within 14-7. Come on, defense.
You'd love to see the defense come out and make a statement here.
Here's a run up the gut and a decent run, and he's out near the 30 on first down. McNitt, was it?
Yep.
And he gains to the 30. So a gain of 5, and it's 2nd and 5. Jacob Logan, number 33, in on the stop for the Hearts. Well, it's amazing what a score will do for you. The air is back in this place. And the Hearts fans are getting rowdy. Cowbells are working. 7:20 to go in the third. 2nd and 5 for the Red Devils. Got a man in motion. He gets the handoff going to the far side. This sweep play is close to a first down. Goes down at about the 39 as Desmond Clark turned it upfield. Let's see about the spot here. Looks like 3rd down and less than a yard. Jake Logan on the stop again.
At the 34.
So 3rd and less than a yard at the 34-yard line. So a gain of about 4. 6:46 to go in the third. Hearts finally on the board. It's 14-7 now. The winner plays Friday night for the state championship, friends. It's that close. All right, 3rd and less than 1 at the 34. Man in motion. There's the snap. They run it the other way, and he's got the first down out to about the 38-yard line. McNitt, the ball carrier.
Down for Murphysboro.
Gain to the 38.
Tackled by Jake Stoneburner.
So a gain of 4. And Jake Stoneburner, who's been a busy kid today, in on the stop for the Hearts. So the gain to the gives the Red Devils a first down. I think I've got another score on the other contest. No, I don't have a score on the contest. Here's the snap, and he runs into his own man. He gets it out across the 40. Good response by the Hearts that time.
The handoff was to Desmond Clark.
Clark gets it to the 41.
Tackled by Mason Hasty.
I'm not so certain that some of the misdirection on that play didn't apply to the Murphysboro blocking scheme as well. It seemed like there was a bit of confusion there at the line of scrimmage, but Clark still managed to turn it into a bit of a gain.
Got 3 from the 38 to the 41, so it's 2nd and 7. 14-7, Murphysboro. 5:25 to go in the third quarter. Boy, that was a beautiful drive by the Hearts a minute ago. See what happens here on 2nd and 7. Zeke stays in the gun. Here's the handoff. No, he's going to throw. Across the middle. Caught. Dropped. Holy cow. He had it, man.
That was a great play for Murphysboro. I mean, the receiver got behind everybody. Nobody picked him up. A catch. It was a good throw. A catch, and he's gone.
Parker Wolf would have had to come clear across the field to make a tackle. And he's a fast kid, but I don't know. So, bottom line, dropped pass. It's 4th and 7 at the 41.
Yeah, wow. You don't
third down and 7.
You don't win a close game without getting a couple of breaks to go your way, and that's a huge break for the Effingham defense.
3rd and 7 at the 41. See how the Hearts respond. There's the snap. There's the handoff. No, he's going to throw. He's got a man there, and it's incomplete. And there's 4th down, and there was obviously shoving off that time. Meade shoved off on Gunnar Franklin big time.
Yeah.
Pass was incomplete, and it's 4th down.
A little contact going both ways, but at the end of the day, the ball sailed about 5 yards past the intended receiver, so nobody going to get any call there. And the punt team comes out for Murphysboro. Boy, they've had no problem with their snaps so far today. Love for them to have a little trouble getting it back to Finke right now.
Nice job by the Hearts defense. Effingham scores, and then they force the punt. So here's the snap from the 41. It's a high snap, but it's caught, and there's the punt, and not too deep, and the Hearts get away from it, and it comes back Effingham's way, and it's touched by Murphysboro at about the 30.
36-yard line.
35-yard line. Let's see where they set it down. Hearts decent field position to start this drive. Yeah, the flag is right on the 35. That's where it'll be. 35-yard line where Effingham will start this drive. 1st and 10 with 4:56 to go in the third quarter. 14-7. Hearts scored their last possession. You hear the crowd. They're getting feisty. Stomping and cheering.
Hearts have it first.
Might as well just tie it up this time, Dustin.
Hey, might as well.
All right. 4:56 to go in the third. Shack from the gun. Got backs lined up on either side of him in this set. And there's the snap. Fakes the handoff. Gonna keep. He runs it up and gets out to about the 38. So decent yardage on first down. Let's see about the spot. From the 35, he gains to the 38. Gain of, 39. Give him 4.
To the 38-yard line makes it 2nd and 7.
Little design run there for Shackelford, calling his own number. That's his 10th carry. We'll play action to Woomer, but ultimately they try to get that same play that worked for 7 yards last time they did it, only 3 this time.
So 2nd down. Shack stays in the gun. One man lined up beside him this time. He's going to keep again. Comes to the near side of the field. Got a good run going. He's to midfield before they take him down. First down, Effingham.
I'll tell you, if he waits a beat and lets Chase Woomer come out and make a block for him, he might be gone. But he tried to turn the corner, couldn't quite make it. The defense cut him off. Still a big gain for Effingham.
38 to the 49, a gain of 11 and a new set of downs for the Hearts. 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Harts driving the next series after they score their first touchdown.
At their own 49.
Halftime just always seems to be good for Effingham. Shack again from the gun with a man lined up beside him. There's the snap. Going to run again, off left to center, and a decent gain into Murphy territory to about the 48. So a gain of 3, and it's 2nd and 7. So all of a sudden it's the Shack show. 3-yard gain to Murphy's 48, and it's 2nd and 7.
Yeah, with the fewer exchanges of the ball you have to make, the better is maybe the mindset here for the Effingham offense, and hard to argue with the results that they've gotten so far on this possession.
Holden Lewis and Tristan Duncan come out to see us here on the near side of the field. Nobody wide to the far side. Backs lined up on either side of Shack, and finally Effingham calls time. Something wasn't quite right. I could see Shack hollering at Heff, and Heff was hollering at Shack, and they said, let's chat. So timeout, Harts. 3:02 to go, third quarter. Back in a minute. It's Murphysboro 14, Effingham 7 on 97.9 XFM.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is there for all your urgent care needs. They're open 7 days a week and no appointment is needed for all injuries and illnesses. Plus, they have on-site x-ray. And they accept all major insurance and offer a self-pay discount. For more information, visit centralillinoisurgentcare.com.
Harts go with a rush play on third down. And a nice job by Chase Woomer. He turned it up and got the first down to the 40. Gain of 8. And the Harts have a new set of downs. And good timeout led to a first down on a good run. And Chase Woomer dusting easily his best run of the day.
Yeah, that's his best run of the day. Handoff out of the shotgun there, but it works very well.
He's again got guys lined up either side of him. So they're going to run from the gun. And Woomer again to the left side. Look at the angle, and he's inside the 35. Good run.
Harts are doing some different things that you don't see very much. Some adjustments have been made. Chase Woomer, slow getting up, though, and his teammates are calling for the training staff.
Got to hit a lick. He's on all fours, hands and knees. Now he rolls over and on his seat to get his breath. I think that's the situation. But they're taking a minute here. So the ball
an updated score again
and
from
Woomer
at
about the 35.
The third quarter is now 23-0 Richmond
gain
Burton over
of
Coal City.
5 or so to the 35. So that's where the Harts have it here, and it's 2nd and 5. And Richmond Burton with a bigger lead now on Coal City, and that's at Coal City.
And most importantly, Coal City, they're keeping them off of the scoreboard, so looks more and more like that's who is going to be waiting for whoever comes out of this contest. But, a lot of work left to go here.
Chase checking the cobwebs, but he's walking off under his own power, and I'm glad to see that. Stoneburner came out to keep an eye on him. So old number 1 walks off the field, and we'll see who's out there in this offensive
Logan
set.
Brown is out there now.
So he rather than Woomer. And he and Gillum are lined up on either side of Shack here in this set. So it's 2nd and 5 at Murphy's 35. Good snap. Pass out in the flats, caught by Duncan. Get him a block, and Holden Lewis did it. And he dives near the 30, really close to a first down.
Boy, Tristan's making me nervous, though, the way he's reaching that football out with one hand. Nobody's as sure-handed as Tristan is, but just the same on a day like today, it gives McMahon pause.
Once again, Greg's disappointed in the spot to the 31. I thought he was a lot closer to the 30. Gain of 4, as it turns out, on that pass play. Boy, nice block by Holden Lewis. He sure did what he could. He was the other receiver out here, and he did what he could to block the play and get Duncan a little more room. As it is, it's a gain of 4, so it's still not a first down. 3rd and 1 at Murphy's 31-yard line. Shack up under center here on 3rd and short. Hand off to Logan Brown, and he's got the first down, diving inside the 30. Wow.
Well, I think Logan Brown could be a revelation for this Effingham offense here in the second half. He hasn't taken a lot of carries. He's tough to bring down. He's got a big center of gravity. He may factor pretty heavily into things here.
Gain of 3 to the 28. New set of downs for the Hearts, and this is crowd getting fired up. We have a minute to go in the third quarter. Man, run game goes fast. And that's what we've seen for the most part, running football. Shaq in the gun. Again, backs lined up either side. He's going to throw, fakes the one throw, then decides to keep it, and he gets hit for a loss. Yikes.
Behind the line of
that didn't work. He faked the pass, tried to tuck it in and go, and that time Murphysboro had enough time to get in there and take him down for a loss. Loss is back out across the 30 to the 32, so a loss of 3, and it's 2nd and 13. This will likely be the last play of the third quarter, by the way.
The loss takes it back to the 32. It's 2nd and 14.
20 seconds left. Hearts from the gun with Brown lined up beside Shaq, and they've got to burn another timeout.
Yeah, Duncan didn't know which side of the line to go to, and I don't think Coach Hefner liked what he saw. And even though there's still a whole quarter left to play, he burns a second Effingham timeout.
And you know who he's yelling at? Shaq came over to meet with him. Anyway, timeout. So that leaves them with one timeout in this ball game. 14 seconds left in the third quarter. Let's just keep it here this time, Matt. 14-7, Murphysboro leads Effingham, but the Hearts scored their last possession, and they finally have some momentum, and so you don't want to mess it up here.
Yeah, this possession just seems like it's a big one, right? And so even though you've had to burn a second timeout to keep it from going, better than having a turnover because you weren't on the same page, and that was very clearly what was going on as Effingham was scrambling to get guys lined up in the right place.
So ball's at the 32. 2nd and 14 is what they have on the board. 14 seconds left in the third quarter.
14 at the 32.
2nd and 14. Shaq in the gun. He's at about the 35-yard line. Low snap, but he has it, and there's the handoff, and here comes Brown, and he stopped, and he went down. Boy, he had good momentum, and then he tried to cut, and that's when the feet went out from under him, and that's the last play of the third quarter. So, 3 quarters in the books in our 4A semifinal game. Ball's at the 27, so a gain of 5.
Yeah.
3 quarters in the books. It's 14-7 Murphysboro leading Effingham on 97.9 XFM.
Evergreen Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is proud to announce their new outpatient therapy. Evergreen now offers physical, occupational, and speech therapies for their patients. If you need therapy, don't worry. Evergreen's outpatient therapy can help you too. Give Evergreen a call today for a tour.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
All right, we're back here ready for the fourth quarter of our Class 4A semifinal football game. Trying to get updated scores. Again, thanks to Justin Ritz. Has lots of family in Teutopolis, and he's working hard up in northern Illinois. Their game is 23-0. Richmond Burton after 3. Here it's 14-7 Murphysboro going to the fourth quarter, and the Hearts have a 3rd and 9 at the Murphy 27. Shaq from the gun. Hands it off to Logan Brown. He gets to the outside and he gets tripped up, and that's 4th down. So the Hearts will have to resort here. Nice tackle. Gavin Kuba came up, made a big stop.
Just a big open field tackle for Gavin Kuba, and Brown had one guy to make miss, couldn't do it, and all he did was get back to the line of scrimmage.
So still at the 27.
The game brings up 4th and 9 for the Hearts.
4th and 9, but they're at Murphysboro 27-yard line.
Take a shot here.
Yep. Shaq from the gun. They're after him, and down he goes for a loss back to the 30. You never saw anybody coming.
Yeah, they blitzed, and 3 different guys got there in the backfield. Yeah, and he never had a chance.
He never knew anybody was coming. I'm glad he held on to the football. He looked at the sideline. I'm not sure he knew anybody was coming. So a loss of 3, and Murphysboro takes it over at the 35-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Murphysboro at their own 35-yard line. Once again, Hart's defense called upon. 14-7, still anybody's game. 11:21 to go in the fourth quarter as we start this Murphysboro possession. One of these teams is going to play for the state championship next Friday night at 7 at Northern Illinois University. If the Hearts are there, Dustin and I will be there too. Handoff up the gut, not for much, as the ball carrier. An initial surge, and then he's driven back. Bauman I see in there, and there they...
Handoff was to Zane Caraway.
Peel finally Mason Hasty off the field. A gain Caraway to the 38, so a gain of 3, and it's 2nd and 7. 2nd and 7 at the 38.
Caraway, the fullback for this team, and he had a couple of early carries and then only a couple more since then. But again, Murphysboro just spreading the ball around. A lot of their running backs go two ways, but they sort of cycle everybody in and out of the game on both sides of the field and try to keep everybody fresh for fourth quarters like this.
Jamar McZeek is the Murphysboro quarterback. Here's a pitch play going to the left side, and the Hearts smell it out pretty well. Nice work. And boy, look at Jacob Logan make a big-time play over there on the left side.
Yeah, Jacob Logan held him up, and then Alex Bauman came over and cleaned him up. And maybe a gain of a yard, maybe no gain on the play. Very solid defensive effort for Effingham.
Give him to the 39. That's where my side judge is. So a gain of 1 to the 39. That'll bring up 3rd down, and now they set it back closer to the 38. 39. Called 39, and it's 3rd and 7.
The 38-yard line brings up 3rd and 7.
So 3rd and a long 7 here. McZeek from the gun. He's been there all day. There's the snap. He fakes the pitch. He's going to pass. He wants to pass. Instead, he runs. Now he does throw, and the Hearts pick it. Gunnar Franklin with the interception. Number 10. And his family's down here cheering right in front of us. Gunnar Franklin with the interception for the Hearts. Effingham gets it 1st and 10. They will sit it down at the 31-yard line. Well, they tried to pass, then he pulled it down, then he decided to let it go anyway, and Gunnar got in front of the receiver and makes the pick. We've seen that a lot out of Parker Wolf this season. That time it was Gunnar Franklin, the hero.
Effingham's first takeaway of the game.
1st and 10 for the Hearts at their 31-yard line with 9:34 left in regulation. 14-7 Murphysboro. Hearts seem to like the second half. All right, from the 31, Shack in the gun. On 1st and 10. There's the snap, taking his time, pass, it's caught and dropped. I'm telling you, Tristan Duncan had it and dropped it.
And that's too bad because the defense there, number 6, Baden Dorsey back there, he fell. Yeah. And boy, Duncan wouldn't have had much between him and the end zone.
In fairness to Tristan, it was a high pass.
Yes,
he
absolutely.
He did have to extend for sure, but couldn't gather it in, so it's 2nd and 10. Clock stops with 9:31 to go in the game on the incompletion, and it's 2nd and 10. Shack stays in the gun, got Woomer lined up beside him. I see him back in the game. There's the handoff, and Woomer got away from a tackler. He's got a 1st down, still on his feet to the 45-yard line.
He's got a 1st down.
Nice work by Woomer. Glad he's back just in time to get a big 1st down for the Hearts. Gain of 14 to the 45-yard line. Nice. Boy, he got away. Had him around the ankle, and he says, let go, and he did.
And Chase was sitting at 5 yards on 4 carries. Now he's up to 32 yards on 7 carries.
New set of downs. Hearts out to their 45 with 9 minutes left. 14-7 Murphysboro. Shack from the gun. Good snap. Looking to throw. Got it completed. There's a flag. Cam Kalber has a 1st down into Murphysboro territory, but again, a flag thrown on the play.
On the near side, Tristan Duncan slipped and fell right as the ball was being snapped, and I think they're going to call a false start, yes.
Procedure penalty on the Hearts. So that'll run it back 5 yards, so forget that play ever happened. And the ball's back to the 40.
Effingham's first penalty of the half, the first penalty against either team here in the second half, but comes at an awful time.
That play would have been handy.
Penalty takes it back to the Effingham 40-yard line. The down remains the same. It'll be 1st and 15.
Number 11 on the offense, 5 yards, previous spot.
Again, I think that Tristan, he's just his feet just came out from underneath him. It's not much more than that. Just something that byproduct of a sloppy track.
1st and 15 now for the Hearts at their own 40. 8:50 to go in the game. Shack stays in the gun. There's a snap. Looking. Got a man. That's Duncan. Caught. Still on his feet. See ya, gang. Touchdown, Effingham. Wow, what a catch. What a throw. How about an extra point? And this game's all tied up.
60 yards down the sideline. I mean, he comes out of traffic to make that catch over his shoulder, and then with this sloppy conditions is still able to walk the tightrope on the sideline there. Yeah, I mean, it was one-on-one coverage against him, and they exploited it. 60-yard touchdown play, and we're a point after away from tying this thing. Let's hope.
He is some ball player. All right, Bo Hefner kicking for the tie from Parker Wolf's hold. Luke Spencer to snap. Big, yeah, you bet. Here's the snap, the placement, the kick. It looks good to me. The officials agree, but
it is nullified. Penalty mark is
there's
wrong.
A penalty, but hopefully it's on Murphy.
Against Effingham.
That's on the Hearts. So forget that extra point. They'll bring it back 5. Bowl show him how far he can kick.
False start.
Oh no, he's going to switch. He's going to bring Ivan Angel in.
Penalty. Replay the clock.
Because Ivan is the field goal kicker, so he's got a little more distance, and he's, the kickoff guy, and so a little more distance, so Ivan's the man.
Tristan Duncan now the career and single-season touchdown leader in Effingham's school history, by the way.
Spencer still to snap, Wolf still to hold. Good snap, good placement, good kick, still looks good. The officials agree. We have a tie game in Effingham. 8:40 to go. Effingham 14, Murphysboro 14. Kickoff on the way in a minute on 97.9 XFM.
Local, secure, enduring, and more convenient than ever. Washington Savings Bank is located in Effingham, Mattoon, and anywhere you are with their 24/7 virtual branch. Enjoy the conveniences of banking with all the services offered at Washington Savings Bank. Member FDIC.
Here's the kickoff, a little shorter than the others, taking about the 14-yard line to go to the far side of the field. He's out across the 25.
On the return.
Oppenstead, who hasn't carried the ball much this part of the game. The return man, and across 25 to the 26 is where they will sit it down. 1st and 10 for Murphysboro. We are tied, gang, 14-14 with 8:34 to go. 3 plays, 69 yards, 54 seconds, highlighted by that 60-yard pass play from Shaq to Tristan. The kick's good, and the Hearts have tied it up, 14-all. Handoff, Murphy to the left side of center, and down he goes after a short gain. Oppenstead, who returned the kick, carries the ball that time.
Well, the momentum is squarely on Effingham's side right now. With big defensive possession here would certainly solidify that. Boy, a 3 and out would be so huge here.
28,
A gain of 2,
and it's 2nd and 8. 14-14. It's first time all day I've been able to get Effingham first on the score. I give it 8 minutes left in the show. Murphysboro from the gun. There's the handoff up the middle, nothing. Maybe to the 30, maybe to the 31.
McNitt on the carry.
Wow. Hearts defense has had the wind back in their sails because the offense has come to life. 31 is the line of scrimmage.
Alex Bachman.
So gain of 4. Alex Bachman on the stop. And it's 3rd and 6.
2 to the 30-yard line brings up 3rd and 6.
You know, Murphysboro not getting the field position they got in the first half either. Let's see what happens. They've got it at their 31. It's 3rd and 6. Hearts fans on their feet. Lots of stomping. Gonna throw. Got a man one-on-one coverage out here. Still wanting to throw. Now he tucks it in, and down he goes at about the 39-yard line.
Yep.
He does have the first down, though.
On the scramble.
McZeek got the touchdown, or got the first down, excuse me.
First down, Murphysboro.
As the ball is out near the 40-yard line. Good run. And Mason Hasty came up, made the stop. So from the 31
The gain was up to the
to the
39-yard
40.
line. It's first and 10 Red Devils.
All right, the 39. And it's first and 10.
Yeah, McZeek wanted to throw the ball down the field, but Effingham's coverage was good. He might have been a little gun-shy after throwing a pick on his last possession, and so he tucks and runs, and it's a good decision for him as they get their second first down of the half.
You're right. The Hearts scored off a turnover. They've done that a lot this year. Here's a handoff to the 42.
Ball carrier was Kevin Kirkwood.
Logan Brown came in on the stop. Kirkwood the carry at
Tackle
the
made by
30,
Dawson Whitten along with
42,
Logan Brown.
pardon me. Gain of 3. Still shy of a first down. It's second and 8.
A gain of 2 to the 41 makes it second and 8.
Second and, yeah. First down marker just shy of midfield.
Yep.
6:10 to go. Effingham 14, Murphysboro 14. There's the handoff up the gut and a gain out across
Kevin
the
Kirkwood on that
45.
carry.
Kirkwood a good run that time. Good, powerful run.
I thought the Kirkwood was going down at the 45. Instead, really good second effort. Tacks a couple of extra yards onto that and gives them a really manageable third down situation.
To the 47. And again, a first down just shy of the midfield stripe. So a gain of 5 there. So third and long 2. 5.5 minutes to go. There's the snap. Gonna throw. Now he's gonna pass, and it is caught for a first down. You just never know because these throws are always downhill. You're just never sure a receiver's going to be able to get under the ball, but he did. It's a first down. It's complete to the Hearts' 49-yard line.
Murphysboro has it first and 10 at the Effingham 49.
Jake Hoppenstead with the catch there.
So a gain of 4. Enough for a first down, though. Their passes have been short for the most part today, but boy, just enough for a first down many times. Down to 5:13 to go in the game. Tie score. Murphy with the ball at the Hearts 49. There's a handoff. Little misdirection, but they do stop it after a gain of about 1 or so. Hoppenstedt got it, and there's Logan Brown again.
Yeah, Stoneburner came in there too. I thought maybe Stoneburner might be able to rip that one out of there. He had his hand on the football, but Hoppenstedt did well to hold on to it.
Gain of 1 to the 48. Second and 9. It's 30-0 now, Richmond Burton.
Yeah, I think that one's pretty well decided.
6 minutes to go. Thanks again to Justin Ritz for scores from the north part of the country. 4.5 to go in this tie game. Zeke from the gun. There's a pitch play here to the near side, and down he goes. Nice job of Logan Brown. Came off his block and made the stop. Nice play. And Stoneburner's over there again.
Tackled by Logan Brown along with Jake Stoneburner.
And Desmond Clark, the guy who ran the football, taking his time getting up to the turf. I think he just had to adjust some equipment, but doesn't appear to be hurt. I don't know. Just taking his time.
So, 48-yard line. It's 3rd and 9. 3rd and 9.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll put the ball in the air here. They have really picked their spots. Just a short little pass route, if nothing else, that even if they don't get the first down, something to set them up for a short 4th down inside Effingham territory.
Or an incomplete pass, or
that would be okay.
An interception.
That would be better. I'll take any of those.
3rd and 9 at the 48. Now we've got a whistle and timeout, Murphysboro. No, it is timeout Murphy. 3:35 to go in the game. At Klosterman Field, it's Effingham 14, Murphysboro 14 on 97.9 XFM.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is there for all your urgent care needs. They're open 7 days a week and no appointment is needed for all injuries and illnesses. Plus, they have on-site x-ray. And they accept all major insurance and offer a self-pay discount. For more information, visit centralillinoisurgentcare.com.
Murphysboro with the ball at the Hearts' 48-yard line.
I mean, such an important time for Effingham to get a stop here and keep them from getting another first down. 3.5 minutes to go. I mean, you're at a point now where if Murphysboro were to score, there just isn't going to be very much time left on the clock. So Stop them now. That's that's the name of the game for Effingham's defense.
Hearts with one timeout left. Murphy still has 2. 3:35 to go in the game. We're tied. 3rd and 9, Murphysboro at the Hearts 48. Zeke wants to throw across the middle, incomplete.
They're calling pass interference.
Oh, way after the play. Way after the play, that flag came. They're still talking, though. Don't give up on this. They're still talking. They picked up the flag.
They're waving it off.
There you go, see?
Boy, that's the thing.
It over.
I mean, that's a call but then they pick it up and it just sucks the wind out of the other side of the stadium here. Oh, my goodness.
It was not pass interference. And so it's 4th down for Murphysboro at the Hearts 48.
Well, now what do? They're close to midfield, but they still got 9 yards to go. They're running some different personnel out on the field. It appears that they're going to punt. And so Effingham's going to get the ball back. 3:29 to go.
Well, their special teams play has been shaky. Let's see what happens here. Parker Wolf back at the 15. Lining up to punt. It's a terrible snap. He gets the punt away, but it's not very deep, and it hits at the 25, and that's where it's going to die. Boy, that could have been a lot worse for the Hearts, and could have been a lot worse for Murphy, too, as that snap landed at the feet of the punter, and he had to pick it up and punt it. Hearts will get it 1st down at their 23-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Hearts at their 23. Boy, the defense has just been monstrous. Murphysboro hasn't had much anything going offensively in the second half. 14-14, Hearts with the ball with 3:21 to go. Shack from the gun on 1st and 10. The Hearts at their 23. Looking to throw. Pass is caught. That's Cam Calvert. 1st down out across the 40. Nice work by number 24. So I'm at Meet the Hearts last night. They had all the Hearts kids who are football players who also play basketball dressed. They did not play last night, but they were on the bench. Out to the 41, from the 23 to the 41, again of 18 yards on the pass to Cam Calvert. New set of downs for the Hearts. Hearts playing with one timeout with 3:07 left in the game. Shack stays in the gun. Back lined up beside him, the ground ball on the snap, but he picks it up.
Get rid of it.
Rolls to the far side. There's the pass, and it's out of bounds. And that'll make it 2nd and 10. Holy cow, that snap was a ground ball. Shack somehow managed to get rid of it, and he's hurting as he comes up and comes back to the huddle.
Now there's a flag over towards sideline, and Murphysboro's coaches are clapping. So,
well, the Hearts aren't over there. I think somebody just threw it back to the official.
I don't know.
Or it's a sideline warning.
Well, it could be grounding, too. They called grounding.
Well, guys, why are we throwing the flag 5 minutes after the play happens?
Well, that's typical. It does usually involve a conversation. Was he out? Did they meet all the parameters? That one doesn't bother me so much. The pass interference.
Intentional grounding on the offense, number 3. No receiver in the area.
All right, so it's a loss of down, too. So the ball is a walk back. And so the line of scrimmage is the 31. If it was the 41.
Throw your flags whatever you want, ref.
So we'll turn down the crowd, Mike, a little.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
So it's the 32 is the line of scrimmage now. And the loss of down brings up 2nd and 19. So they got in a yard. They lost. All right. 2nd and 19. Pass play caught by Duncan. Tristan on his feet. Come on. To the near side to midfield. Gets near the 45 of Murphysboro and rolls out of bounds. Stops the clock with 2:46, and that's enough for a 1st down. It was 2nd and 19. The pass was completed to Murphysboro's 46-yard line. So from the 32, gain of 22 on that pass play. And the Hearts have a new set of downs out of the deal with 2:46 left in the game. We're tied 14-14. Shack stays in the gun. Low snap again, but he got it. Pass. Knocked down. Great defense that time by Murphysboro.
That's a great play. Murphysboro, number 23, Jaquan Jackson came around and knocked that one away. That was well defended.
Destined for Cam Calber, and he just simply reached around Cab and knocked it down. So it's 2nd and 10. Clock stops with 2:42 left. Again, it's a tie game, 14-14, Effingham and Murphysboro.
So far, Effingham throwing it on this possession. Will they try to ensure that there's not much time left? If you maybe run a running play here, perhaps?
From the gun, hand off to Woomer. Chase turns it up, and he gets it to the 45. Gain of about 1. So that'll make it 3rd and 9. 3rd and 9, pardon me.
Gain of a yard, it'll be 3rd and 9.
To the 45. So the Hearts with the ball in Murphysboro territory at their 45, and it's 3rd and 9.
Is Jet Gillum on the field right now?
He'd be an inviting target.
He's not.
Cam Calber split out here to the right side. They got both Lewis and Duncan down here to the near side and a back lineup. Now Lewis rolls to the other side of the field. Pass play caught by Duncan. It's got the first down to the 30, to the 20, to the 15. Taken down out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
That pass was tipped. The pass was tipped at the line. It still managed to find its way to Tristan Duncan, and the Hearts are in business.
Line of scrimmage, the 15, 15-yard line. 45 to the 15, a gain of 30. 1st and 10 for the Hearts at the 15.
7 catches for 164 yards for Tristan Duncan, his biggest game in quite some time.
Down to 1:55 to go in this tie game. Shack stays in the gun. Woomer lined up beside him. Good snap, looking to throw, fakes, still scrambling, got to get away. Shack, there's the little shovel pass to Gillum. To the 10, to the 5-yard line. Nice little shovel pass, and Gillum was waiting.
That is not the Jet Gillum play, but it worked.
He's the safety valve. Call it
That's right.
6. Or let's call it the 5. Nose of the football's at the 5. Gain of 10. And 1st and goal at the 5.
Spotted right near the 6-yard line.
1:34 to go in this tie game. My goodness. Packed Klosterman Field.
Oh, my goodness.
Ivan Angel over here kicking just to be on the safe side. Tie game, 1:27. Shack up under center here on 1st and goal. They shift that double tight end set over there on the right side of the field. Shack, handoff, Woomer, get him a block, and he got his feet cut out from under him, and he lost a yard.
Yep. Boy, the Murphysboro defense, they are quick. They close in on those running plays in a hurry. And that time again, before Woomer could get the corner turn, they were dragging him down from behind.
All right, it's 2nd down and goal at the 6. We're under a minute to play. You talk about your storybook ending. You score here with less than a minute to go to win the game.
Yeah, I mean,
remember, you got the field goal in your pocket.
Yeah, Von Angel can kick it from here.
He's been down there warming up that leg all through this drive. Shack up under center. Lost
the ball's on the ground.
Lost it. Got to get the ball back, guys. Murphysboro recovers the fumble. Hold away, and the ball came loose, and the Red Devils fall on the football. So with 33.8 seconds left, Murphysboro has the football. Wow.
Well, you got to put it behind you. You know.
Yep. Got to play defense.
You got to hold on here.
They are a long way from home. It is set down at the 8, is it? 7? I've been wrong all day, so that's why I'm waiting. 1st down, Murphysboro with 33.8 seconds left. They've got 6 on the clock. I don't think that's right.
No,
it's a 7.
7-yard line.
Let's call it the 7. 7-yard line. 1st and 10, Murphy. There's a handoff. They run it up the gut, and it's out to about the 15-yard line. So let's see where this play stops down to 20 seconds. Folks, we're going to have overtime. Overtime in a state semifinal game. Holy moly. 15-yard line, Dustin. So 8. It's 2nd and 2, and they're not even going to run another play. Get ready for overtime, gang, in our Final Four game. Holy cow. At Klosterman Field, we're through regulation. It's Effingham 14, Murphysboro 14 on 97.9 XFM.
Evergreen Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is proud to announce their new outpatient therapy. Evergreen now offers physical, occupational, and speech therapies for their patients. If you need therapy, don't worry. Evergreen's outpatient therapy can help you too. Give Evergreen a call today for a tour.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
All right, overtime. Thank you, Matt. So overtime is the situation here at Klosterman Field. They'll have a coin toss. We'll find out who's defending and position on the field. Man, the Hearts, you felt like they had it. See if they explain the overtime situation here. We'll turn up the crowd mic and see if we get some information from the official. 14-14, Effingham and Murphysboro. Hearts had it inside the 10 and then fumbled. Murphysboro got it. They ran 2 plays, ran it. They knew they were a mile from home. They don't throw the ball deep very often, so they said, let's just try and win it in overtime. So they're explaining it to the captains from both ball clubs. They're out at the middle of the field with the respective coaches. Gary Carter for Murphysboro, Brett Hefner for Effingham.
Hearts have done such a good job, too. They lost control of the football 6 times in the first half, but only once in the second half. But boy, was it a bad time for it to happen.
All right, so Murphy's going to defend the north goal, and I think the Hearts are going to kick to start the overtime. I think I read the official's indication right. We'll know more here in a minute when they line up. And 14-14 our score. Hearts 11-1, Murphysboro 10-2, although they tell you they only really lost on the field once this year, and that was opening night. So the officials will talk it over to make sure they get it right.
Yeah, there's no kicking because it's alternating possessions. They'll start the ball. Each team gets the ball. It's like college, right? They get the ball at the 10-yard line. You get four plays to try to score, and then the other team gets a chance to answer. So
each team will be given 4 downs to attempt to score.
That's what Scott Moser is explaining right now.
First regulation, we'll do it all over again.
So I apologize that I didn't get that right. All right, so we're ready for overtime. Haven't had an overtime for...
No, it's not a thing we deal with too often, is it?
No, I don't know. Man. Anyway.
Effingham's got the ball first.
So the Hearts will get a chance to score. And if they score, then Murphysboro gets a chance to score.
So no time on the clock anymore.
4 downs. Let's see what happens. Shack from the gun. Got Brown lined up beside him. Brown the handoff. He goes forward and he's to the 5.
Logan Brown takes it down to the 5.
All right, so it's 2nd and goal at the 5.
Tackled by Mike Shear.
You get 4 downs. Hopefully your team scores if you're the first team to have the ball. I like our defense.
Yeah, I mean, you score, it puts pressure on Murphysboro to come up with the answer, right? So this is huge.
Logan Brown gained 5 on the first play. Shack from the gun. Brown again lined up beside him. Good snap. Handoff Brown. Down he goes. No gain, and now it's 3rd down at the 5. So they went to the right, and he got 5. They went to the left, and he got nothing. So it's 3rd down at the 5. 14-14 score. Hearts did all their scoring in the second half after Murphy did all their scoring in the first half.
Yep.
Hearts took advantage of a turnover. Boy, they had the ball inside the 10 and turned it over right at the end of regulation, though. That's a killer. So the same set here on 3rd down. There's the snap, going to throw this time, or he's going to, there's the pass, and it's deep. and it's fourth
Pass
down.
incomplete.
Kalber was back there in the back of the end zone.
The intended receiver.
Not a chance that he was going to catch it, but it went over his head out of bounds.
From the 4, the Hearts send out the field goal
And
team.
so the Hearts are going to kick. They would have liked to have had a chance to kick a minute ago when it was regulation. Get some points on the board's the name of the game here, though. 14-all. Overtime.
This would force Murphysboro to get in the end zone.
This will be a 23-yard attempt.
So I have an Angel from Wolf's hold. There's the snap. There's the placement. There's the kick. Looks good to me. The officials agree, and the Hearts take the lead 17-14. So I have an Angel gets the Hearts in front. Now Murphysboro has 4 tries to score. So the Hearts, who have had loads of success from their special teams this year, convert on a big field goal to take a 17-14 lead. The first time the Hearts have led in the game comes here in overtime.
Von Angel's 4th field goal of his career.
And that tie a record?
Yeah, it does.
All righty. Murphysboro, they score a touchdown, they win. Gonna pitch to the near side. Man's got a good
ball's out.
Down he's going. Ball's
he fumbled it out of bounds.
He fumbled out of bounds near the 10-yard
so
line.
that'll keep it with Murphysboro.
Oh, gosh.
And it's second down.
Man, if that stays in bounds, and an Effingham player could fall on it. They haven't. That's the first time that Murphysboro has fumbled in any way in this game, bad snaps or otherwise.
Second and goal from just inside the 10.
So second down. They have 3 more tries. Hearts defense has done mightily around the goal line today. Hearts lead 17-14 on Ivan Angel's field goal. Murphy with 3 more bites at the apple. Handoff. No, he's going to throw. Pass is incomplete.
No, he caught it.
He did catch it, and he's in for the touchdown. And Murphysboro wins. The pass to the corner of the end zone, and he just got into the end zone. And Murphysboro wins by a score of 20-17.
I can't see in the traffic who made the catch. That pass was tipped. Ball was in the air. Murphysboro hung on, and that's it.
The end of a season for the Hearts that hopefully nobody will ever forget. Murphy went to the corner of the end zone, and McZeek, who has not had a lot of success throwing the football, ends up scoring on a touchdown after the Hearts had scored on a field goal.
Murphysboro moves on to the 4A championship next Friday night against Richmond Burton.
And that ends the season for the Effingham Hearts. Murphysboro gets the win to go to 11-2. The Hearts finish 11-2. They scored the field goal, and then Murphysboro had 3 tries, fumbled, regrouped, and on a pass play to the corner of the end zone, was able to complete it for the score.
Jake Hoppenstead with the catch.
So number 24, Jake Hoppenstead, scores, and Murphysboro wins. 20-17, the final score. No need for an extra point. The final is decided. And I think Jake Stoneburner's okay, other than being crushed. They were checking on him, but I think he's okay. So all the good games and all that have to take place, and Murphysboro goes on to the 4A state championship, and the Hearts finish in the Final Four at 11-2. And we'll be back. They're going to have a trophy presentation to Murphy as they will advance, and they'll be playing Richmond Burton next Friday night at 7 o'clock for the 4A state championship. And again, that game will be played at Northern Illinois University in DeKalb up at Husky Stadium. Hearts have finished the handshaking just about. Well, that's tough. Had the ball inside the 10, had a chance to score, had a chance for a field goal, then the fumble. Murphysboro recovered it. They elected to let the clock run out, and we went to overtime. Hart scored on a field goal by Ivan Angel. Murphysboro scored on a touchdown to win it. Final score again in overtime. Murphysboro 20, Effingham 17. What a ball game. What a ball game.
Head coach Gary Carter,
all right,
his coaching staff, and the
let's go ahead and
High School for clinching a bird in the 4A
see about the presentation of the plaque here.
We wish you the best of luck next Friday at Northern Illinois University's Husky Field. At this time, we'd also like to congratulate and recognize Effingham High School coach Brett Hefner, his coaching staff, and the Flaming Hearts of Effingham High School on a tremendous season. We'd ask the captains of the Effingham team to please come to the 50-yard line as Effingham principal Mr. Kurt Roberts presents the IHSA 4A semifinal plaque to the team.
And the Hearts are getting their captains together. For this presentation, which Scott called him to the 50-yard line.
Effingham Flaming Hearts on a record-setting season,
but
finishing at
I think the presentation already took place at the huddle.
In football school history.
So that wraps up the contest, again in overtime. Murphysboro 20, Effingham 17. We'll talk with Coach Hefner. All of Dustin's stats on this one. Matt will recap the scores. I'll go through the scoring. All that on the way in a minute on a busy postgame show on 97.9 XFM.
Local, secure, enduring, and more convenient than ever. Washington Savings Bank is located in Effingham, Mattoon, and anywhere you are with their 24/7 virtual branch. Enjoy the conveniences of banking with all the services offered at Washington Savings Bank. Member FDIC.
This is the Lustig Custom Cabinets postgame show. Handcrafted cabinetry built right here at Effingham.
Back at Klosterman Field, again, the final score in overtime, Murphysboro 20, Effingham 17. So Murphysboro plays for the state championship next Friday night against Richmond Burton. Hearts see their season, and whoa, my, what a season, come to an end, 11-2. Murphysboro had the early momentum in this game, and they turned it into a safety when the Hearts had a punt attempt snapped out of the back of the end zone. That came with 4:21 to go in the first quarter, and the Hearts were down 2-0. Murphysboro scored again with 11:50 to go in the second quarter at the end of an 11-play, 49-yard drive that took 4:31 off the clock when Aiden McNitt scored from 1 yard out. The kick was no good, but Murphysboro had extended their lead to 8-0. Effingham saw Murphysboro score again right as the first half ended. At the end of a 12-play, 63-yard drive that took 4:34 off the clock as Desmond Clark scored from 5 yards out. The pass play for 2 was unsuccessful, but Murphysboro led it 14-0 at halftime. But halftime seemed to help for the Hearts as it has all year long. Effingham scored with 8 minutes left in the third quarter at the end of a 9-play, 77-yard drive that took exactly 4 minutes off the clock on a 33-yard pass play from Nathan Shackelford to Tristan Duncan. The kick was good, and the Hearts were back within 14-7. Effingham scored again with 8:40 to go in the fourth quarter at the end of a 3-play, 69-yard drive that took 54 seconds to go, and that's usually how the Hearts scoring drives occurred over the course of this year. 60-yard pass play again from Shackelford to Duncan. The kick was good, and the Hearts had tied the game 14-14. That came with 8:40 left in the game. It was back and forth after that. The Hearts got a great drive going, had the ball inside the 10, but fumbled the football Murphysboro recovered. They ran 2 plays. Time elapsed, and we went to overtime. Everybody gets a chance to score. The Hearts eventually got a 23-yard field goal from Ivan Angel in overtime, and the Hearts had their first lead of the day, 17-14. And then Murphysboro got the ball, and after fumbling the ball out of bounds, that kept the ball in their hands. And then they tried a pass play to the corner of the end zone, the near corner of the end zone, the front corner of the end zone. Jake Hoppenstedt caught it for the win. No need for an extra point. Final score in overtime, Murphysboro 20, Effingham 17. So the Hearts end their season 11-2. Murphysboro improves to 11-2, and they'll play for the state championship next Friday night at 7 o'clock at Northern Illinois University against Richmond Burton. Richmond Burton blanked Coal City in their game tonight. So 20-17 in overtime. Murphysboro ends the Hearts' great season. We'll take a break here, Matt. Dustin will be back with stats, and we'll get scores from you. And we talk with Coach Hefner as well. All coming up in a minute on 97.9 XFM.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is there for all your urgent care needs. They're open 7 days a week and no appointment is needed for all injuries and illnesses. Plus, they have on-site x-ray. And they accept all major insurance and offer a self-pay discount. For more information, visit centralillinoisurgentcare.com.
Back at Klosterman Field in overtime, Murphysboro 20, Effingham 17. So the Hearts season comes to an end. And when it's like that, it makes the loss even tougher to take. But you love the way the Hearts came back in the second half because they had been able to accomplish nothing in the first half offensively. Came back, tied the game, even got the lead on the field goal there in overtime. But again, Murphysboro was able to score the touchdown on a pass play and win it 20-17. Dustin has the disappointing numbers on this one.
Well, Effingham was being outgained 179-18 at halftime. They ended up outgaining Murphysboro 285-242 in this game. What a second half. Just couldn't quite put the points on the board they needed to. And they gained those 285 yards on 48 plays. Murphysboro 56 plays, 242 yards of total offense. Effingham had 14 first downs today, 5 on the ground, 9 through the air. Murphysboro 13 of them, 6 running and 7 passing. The Hearts 30 running plays for the day, 54 yards gained, just a 1.8 yard average, but they did really turn things around after losing 9 yards on the ground in the first half. They gained 63 in the second half and were able to get enough done there. And then passing the ball, 18 passing plays, 12 completed, 231 yards in both of their touchdowns. So again, 48 plays, 285 yards for Effingham. For Murphysboro, they ran the ball 44 times and gained 111 yards, just a 2.5 yard average, but 2 of their 3 touchdowns did come on the ground. And they passed it 12 times, had 8 completed, 1 intercepted, 131 yards. And, of course, the one score was the one that ended the game. So 56 plays, 242 yards. Total offense for Murphysboro. Turnovers, Effingham turned it over twice. They fumbled the ball 7 times today. Whether it be bad snaps or just losing the football while running. But Murphysboro only fumbled at 1 time. They did not lose it. Effingham fumbled it 7 times today, lost 2 of them, and of course that one there when they were knocking on the door, they were well inside the Murphysboro red zone. They lost their second fumble of the game. Effingham did have 1 takeaway on an interception, but they did lose the turnover battle 2-1. Penalties, each team was penalized 3 times. The Hearts for 30 yards, Murphysboro for 25. Time of possession, Effingham closed the gap a little bit, but at the end of the day, the Red Devils still 27 minutes, 31 seconds of possession time. Effingham 20 minutes, 29 seconds. Let's take a look at Murphysboro's individual numbers. Had a lot of guys run the football today. 30 yards for Kevin Kirkwood. He was the team leader with 30 yards. He gained those 30 on 9 attempts. Desmond Clark, 25 yards on 11 attempts. Aiden McNitt, 22 yards on his 7 runs. He scored a touchdown from 1 yard out. I should mention that Clark had a 5-yard touchdown run. Jamar McZeek, the Red Devils quarterback, 18 yards on his 3 attempts. Jake Hoppenstead, 9 yards on 10 runs. And Zane Caraway, 7 yards on 4 carries. So you had 6 different guys split it up, 44 carries for this Murphysboro offense. And then Jamar McZeek, nothing real fancy in his game, but he made plenty of plays when he needed to. He was especially efficient, completing his first 6 attempts of the game. Ended up 8 for 12 with a touchdown and an interception, 131 yards. And he found 5 different receivers. Hunter Mead and Desmond Clark, each with 2 catches for 45 yards. Logan Sullivan with a 21-yard reception. Ryan Finke had a catch for 6 yards, and then Jake Hoppenstead, 2 catches for 14 yards, and of course that 10-yard catch in the corner of the end zone that sealed the win and the berth in the state championship game Friday night for this Murphysboro club. Finke punted the ball 3 times today, averaged 24.3 yards per attempt. Aiden McNitt had a fumble recovery for the Red Devils, and Desmond Clark, 3 kick returns, 59 yards. Hoppenstead, 12 yards on his 1 return. Let's shift gears to Effingham's individual stats now, and we'll see that Chase Woomer led all rushers with 33 yards on 9 carries. He was limited to 5 yards in his first 4 attempts, but then was able to turn things around a little bit, getting up to 33 yards on 9 tries. Nate Shackelford, 8 yards on 16 attempts. Logan Brown, 13 yards on 5 attempts for him. But Shackelford, a great job passing the ball today. 12 of 18 for 231 yards and 2 scores. So he now is, he set a season record for pass attempts. He already owned the record for completions. He had set that earlier this year. He now owns the record for attempts as well. And I'll have to do a little looking here to see where he's at. Touchdown passes, his 2 touchdown passes give him 36 for his career, so he didn't quite match the career mark. He was already the owner of the single season touchdown mark, but not the career mark. Landon Wolf gets to hold on to that one anyway. Landon saw several of his records fall to Nate Shackelford this year, but Landon's 38 career touchdown passes will remain in the record books for next year. And speaking of the record books, Tristan Duncan with his 2 touchdown catches today. Nobody has caught more touchdowns in a career than Tristan now. Nobody has caught more touchdowns in a single season than Tristan. He already owned the marks for single season and career receptions and receiving yards. So he's all over that record book, not to mention 4 touchdowns in a game. That was a record that he tied last year. So Tristan, still another season to go, and he showed up big in this game. He had 7 catches for 164 yards and 2 scores. I mean, the very first play of the game, he got behind the Murphysboro defense, and a throw that's a little more on the money gets him in the end zone and Effingham out to a quick lead. And there were a couple other plays where he was just clearly I think probably the best athlete out on the field at times, and he showed it with his 7 catches for 164 yards, touchdown catches of 33 and 60 yards today. Cameron Kalber, 38 yards on his 3 catches, and Jet Gillum, 2 receptions for 29 yards. Dawson Witten he punted twice today, a 22.5-yard average, but that's it's hardly fair because he saved a possession. There was a punt that went a snap, I should say, in a punt formation that went just right over his head. Nothing he could do about it. He would have been on stilts to knock that one down. And he chased it down, and rather than falling on it, he scrambled, got a kick away, and actually got 9 yards of positive yardage on it. His other punt was a 36-yarder, a 34-yarder, so he actually had 43 punting yards for the day. But still, that doesn't do it justice, that 21.5-yard average of his. Keegan Baker, a 3-yard kick return. Chase Woomer, a 6-yard kick return. And Gunnar Franklin had Effingham's lone takeaway today, an interception. No return yardage on that one. So giving Gunnar a shout out for the big interception there. And of course, Ivan Angel, he kicked that field goal, and that gives him 4 field goals, or rather gives him 4 field goals this season. So that ties the season record held by Mike DePoyster. That was set in 1979, and then Michael Carey equaled it in 2014. Michael Carey is still the career field goal record holder with 6, so he gets to hang on to that one. But Angel did kick that field goal and momentarily gave Effingham the lead in overtime. And I have run through, and the timing is perfect. Coach Hefner has made his way up to the booth, so I'll turn over the headset and let Greg do his thing.
Thank you, Dustin. Again, the final score in overtime, Murphysboro 20, Effingham 17. And Brett, as always, nice enough to visit with us here on the Postgame show. When it's the last one of the year, it's tougher than usual, and especially in a game like this. My goodness, the Hearts had never done this. They'd never been to the 4th round of the playoffs. They were playing for an opportunity to play for the state championship. And first of all, let's talk about your take on the game, and then we can talk a little bit more about the individual items.
Yeah, just defensively played well, but we put ourselves in too many bad spots in the first half. It seemed like they had the ball quite a bit, which makes it hard to get into a rhythm offensively when you're not out there for a long time. So, I thought that was a big issue in the first half. In the second half, we obviously, made a few more plays, had the opportunity to make a few more plays, and took advantage of some things. And we talk about it all the time. You and I have talked about it. We've said it on here a number of times. The bigger the game gets, your opportunities to make plays are less and less and less. And when you get the opportunity, you got to make them. And we had a chance early, to make a play early in the game, overshoot it and then turn it over, and then it kind of went down from there. Whereas if we get the first one off and going, and who knows how it goes. But a lot of similarities to last week, with the exception of, instead of being tied at half, we were down at half. But I say it all the time, we're very fortunate with the kids that we do have, families that we do have. Our kids are tough, our kids are resilient, and we talk a lot about just playing, we said it at halftime, we don't play the score, we don't play the opponent, all we're doing is playing that play, and you just keep your head down and keep playing the play, and we'll look up at the end of the game and see where we're at. And today we were had opportunities at the end, even at the end of the game, you make them earn it, knock a field goal through, and they got to score to win, and you get a deflection on a pass, and they still tip your cap, they still make the play. The play before, we get a strip and it ends, the ball rolls out of bounds, and so proud of our kids, proud to get the opportunity to coach this group of kids.
Can you help me out on the very last play? Because it was hard for us to see exactly what went on down there in the end zone.
Logan got a hand on it. Went up there and the kid caught it and was still short of the goal line, but was able to tiptoe inside the pylon.
I'll be darned. All right. The game, as you said, started slowly, and I don't know, do you think there was nervousness, or do you?
No, I think when you play in these field conditions, it is scary at the start, because when it's happening, you see a slip, a fall, the ball you're trying to get a ball out there, you're trying, and so I think that leads to that leads to being scared to, you're trying to keep your footing. You don't want to go too fast. You don't want to overextend, and now you end up on the ground. And so, I think that leads to some of it, and we've said it. Our scout team guys did a great job this week, especially offensively. Coach Mack did a great job with them. We can never fully simulate that, but it was as close as we could get. I think that helped our adjustment to the game speed of it when you're seeing something new like that. We just, at the end of the day, we made too many mistakes. I mean, that's what it is. And they made one more play than us. You tip their cap, and they'll play next week, and wish them all the luck in the world.
There are individuals that I want to talk about, but the defense was really put in tough spots a lot in the first half, and I felt pretty good about only being down.
Yeah, I did too. My biggest issue defensively was I thought it'd be a little more difficult on him to throw, and it wasn't. He was able to get outside and go whenever he wanted, and we didn't seem to disrupt him much throwing wise. Whereas for a good part of the year, that's been a pretty good part for us, But weren't able to do that today. They threw the ball more than we had seen, in a single game, and they made some plays.
Shaq had a great game, percentage-wise, yardage-wise. I know the first try there in the first half didn't work out, but the last two passes that he clicked on with Tristan for the touchdowns, those were beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of guys make a lot of plays all year, and he's obviously made a ton of them. Tristan made a ton of them. Parker defensively made a ton of them. We had a lot of guys make a lot of plays, and and still at the end, still making plays and competing, and and that's what it's all about.
Exciting for Gunnar Franklin to get that big interception.
Yeah, it was a good play, big momentum turn, and always somebody stepping up and making plays, and fortunately, we gave ourselves a chance at the end. You
bet. In it till the end. In a Final Four game where Effingham had never been. I mean, there's a lot that, as the years go by, I think, people will gain an appreciation of what this team did this year.
Yeah, it's tough. And you tell the kids that, they'll at some point we'll look back on it. Right now the emotion of it stings anytime you're that close to everything that you dream about and want to go do, and to come up short in anything, whether it's a football game or whatever it may be, is tough to take. But very proud of them, and a lot of them individually had great years that collectively led to a great year, and a whole lot of fun, and a group and a team that will be that'll be sorely missed.
20 seniors. That's a lot of kids.
That's a lot. They've been part of a lot of wins, man. They, a number of them dressed or contributed, in 2017, a conference championship and a second-round berth. And then last year, a ton of them, played on the quarterfinal team. And then this year to get into the semifinal game and give themselves a chance to win was pretty special.
So 9 wins, 11 wins. Second round, third round, fourth round. Wow.
Yeah, but it's the kids. I mean, they to continue to push and continue to want to take the next step and continue to not be satisfied with where you're at, and they deserve all the credit. They deserve, everything, everything that they were part of today. And as a coach, you're there with them in January, and at all the morning workouts and all that. And at the end of the day, you want them to reap the biggest reward, and to come up a hair short today is tough.
Yeah. Congratulations to you the culture of Effingham football is at its maybe best. Gosh, I don't know. We've had some highly successful coaches through the years, but
yeah, I'm fortunate. I've got good help, and we've got good families. I say it all the time. We've got families that allow us to hold their kids accountable, and allow us to coach them hard, and those are lost traits in a lot of places nowadays. And we've got great families and great kids, and kids care about each other, and our kids aren't shy about working, and they're not shy about competing. And when you do those things, you got a chance to be successful, whether it's in football or life or anything. And that's what we're trying to do. I mean, this is the try and prepare them for when they get out of here. And stuff does go hard, like today. That you don't just fold up tent. You don't just you hang in there and you just keep playing, you just keep going, because there are going to be a lot of points in your life where you get knocked down, and you better figure out a way to get back up and handle the next situation. And our kids did that today and had a shot at the end, just came up short.
It's been a pleasure, always is.
Greg.
All the best to you and Cammie and all your family in the off season, which I know is pretty short.
Yeah, that's all right though. That's a good problem to have as long as you keep playing.
You bet.
Thanks,
you,
Greg.
You bet. Hearts coach Brett Hefner. Appreciate him always coming up, win or loss, and thankfully it's a lot more win than loss, but he's always here regardless, and I certainly do appreciate that. Well, Dustin's had a chance to run through the numbers, but let's go back to the sports desk, and Matt, what do you have for us in the way of scores?
I can tell you a lot of finals that have come in as far as high school football are concerned. In Class 1A, it will be Central A&M taking on Lena Winslow in the state championship game as Central A&M defeated Athens 35-21. Lena Winslow picked up a 44-30 victory over Kewanee Westerfield. In Class 2A football, Nashville will take on Sterling Newman Central Catholic in the championship game as Nashville defeated Decatur St. Teresa 35-21, and Sterling Newman Central Catholic picked up a win 21-7 over Minot Fieldcrest. In 3A football, Williamsville edged past Quincy Notre Dame as Williamsville came from behind to get the 28-23 victory. Byron defeated Princeton by a score of 7-3. So that's your 3A football matchup. Of course, Murphysboro will take on Richmond Burton. 30-0 was the last score I had on that, but I think Greg had a score on that as well. Is that your final?
I think that was the final, Matt.
Okay, thank you very much.
You bet.
And in Class 5A football, getting underway, and actually at halftime now, it's Chicago St. Rita 14, Rockford Boylan Catholic 7. Rochester and Mascoutah set to kick off in about 15 minutes or so at Mascoutah in 5A semifinal play. In college football, Illinois took it on the chin. They fell to Iowa by a score of 19-10 in that contest. Girls high school basketball, it was Teutopolis over Highland 40-36 at the Salem tournament. Teutopolis will have another game, I believe, at about 5:30 tonight down at Salem in that tournament. In 7th grade regional girls basketball action, at the St. Anthony Regional for 7-2A regional play, it was Neoga defeating Brownstown in first-round play 23-15, and St. Anthony picked up a victory over South Central 29-15. So it'll be Stu Straws and Neoga in Beecher City and St. Anthony on Monday evening. In 3A girls basketball, Teutopolis defeated Cumberland by a score of 29-7. That puts them into a contest Monday night at 6 o'clock at Teutopolis against Lawrenceville Parkview. Meanwhile, Newton-Jasper County defeated Robinson-Nuttall 28-5, so it'll be Altamont and Newton-Jasper County in the late game on Monday night at Teutopolis. Also, we know who Effingham Junior High will play, as Mount Zion picked up the victory over Champaign-Franklin today, 52-29. So it'll be Effingham and Mount Zion on Monday night at 4:30 at Charleston. The other side of the bracket has Mattoon and Charleston at 5:45, as Charleston defeated Decatur St. Stephen Decatur by a score of 37-5. Those are your scores from around the area, Greg.
Very good. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate all your help today. We haven't gone through the tackle sheet, and I want to give the guys credit for the job that they did, and thanks to the gentleman who supplied us with tackles all year long. That is such a huge component to any successful team, and so I want to be sure and give the results, but also say thank you to the guys who were great to supply us with tackles all year long. As far as the tackle sheet, let's run through that. Luke Spencer had 1 stop today. Haven Prather had 4 tackles, 3 for Logan Arndt today. Also 4 tackles for Parker Wolf. 5 tackles today for Jacob Logan. I think he had 2 in a row on one play, on 2 consecutive plays. Also, Logan Brown had 5 tackles in addition to having success carrying the football. 4 tackles today for Dawson Witten besides the punt game. And boy, that was heroic to get that one punt away after the high snap. Mason Hasty might have been one of the shows on defense. So Mason Hasty had 9 tackles today, including 1 for loss. And total of 7 tackles today for Austin Herbeth, and probably one of the hardest working kids today, Jacob Stoneburner, ended up with 9 tackles, 1 for loss. Also, Jake Bachman had 3 tackles and 1 tackle for Sean Cochran today. So that's the tackle sheet. That's how those guys did defensively. So we've given you the stats. We've given you the scores. We can't change the outcome no matter how much we'd like to try. And so the football season comes to an end a week too soon, as the Hearts lose in overtime to Murphysboro here at Klosterman Field. Again, the final score in OT, Murphysboro 20, Effingham 17. Although, when you consider where we sat at halftime, to bring this game to OT was quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, it didn't look good at halftime, did it? But, the way Effingham came out in the second half and, played clearly like they still were on a mission and scored on their opening possession, you knew that a ball game was afoot, and they had their opportunities. You can't do much more than put yourself in the position to succeed, and it all basically is going to come down to executing on a play or two. And unfortunately, those plays didn't go Effingham's way today, and those plays did go Murphysboro's way the last play of the game. They had the ball get knocked loose and still was able to hang on to it, get in the end zone, and it all comes down to a couple of those small breaks. First play of the game for Effingham offensively. If the ball's just in a little bit different spot, they've got a touchdown lead right off the bat, and so that's just the breaks. And Murphysboro took good care of the football today, and they deserved to win. They played well, and they're going to represent themselves very well at the championship game next week.
Without a doubt. 20 seniors. Let's give them a shout out here. Nathan Shackelford, sorry to see him go. What a delight it's been to watch him play quarterback. Jack Madison is a senior. Jarrett Geckner, Seth McMurray, Dawson Witten. What a good young man. Great defensive player, great punter, better young man. So best of success to him as he enters the armed forces after his time at school. Luke Spencer, Logan Brown, boy, he's been a kid to watch these years. Cameron Calber especially came up big here at the end. Logan Arndt, Peyton Simmons, Bryce Eichmeyer. Also seniors, Mason Hasty, Ivan Angel, Haven Prather, Marcus Heitz, Justin Baker, Stetson Green, Styles Crow, Jet Gillum, Colin Weymouth, all seniors on this Effingham ball club. And a lot of talent that we have to say goodbye. But hopefully they'll be back in years to come, like we saw a lot of guys today that played through the years for Effingham. And hopefully some more success on the way as soon as next season.
Yeah, that's the hope, right, that future teams give these guys a reason to want to come back and watch them play the same way that you saw the stands filled with guys who played for this program years ago and who understand what a big deal it is to make this deep of a run in the postseason. Listen, winning a playoff game or two, that's a highly successful season and not an easy thing to do. In fact, getting to the playoffs itself is is an accomplishment that you're always going to look back on as a player and think, yeah, we did that. But to get to this game, to get to within a win of the state championship game, I mean, that's rarefied air, and that's something that no matter how the last play of this game went today, it's something you're not going to be able to take away from the guys on the team today. And so, hopefully it's a thing that the seniors that you just listed off can always carry proudly, and it's a thing that the guys who are coming back next year, the ones that were on the field today and the ones who will be on the field under the lights next year, hopefully it's something that they will be able to, an example they'll be able to follow and just continue building on the success that Effingham's had in these past 3 seasons. We talked about it up front in this broadcast. No 3-year stretch of Effingham football has ever produced as many victories as this 3-year stretch that we're at the tail end of right now. And who knows? Maybe you have a season next year that makes for something even better. You just have to keep building on it, and that's what Coach Hefner's got. He's got a program that is in a really good place. The kids know what's expected of them. They go out there and they do it and they execute, and generally good things happen on the field.
If you know these kids, tell them congratulations, shake their hand, give them a hug if you know them that well.
Yeah, and we should mention too, I meant to say something about this, but the support that you've seen in the community, businesses and just people with the grease paint in their car windows and stuff like that, and just the feedback that we get on our social media presence anytime we post anything about Effingham football, it's been great, and it really shows these boys that their town was behind them. It was an exciting time, and a lot of positives to take away from it. So yeah, the community support was outstanding, and the crowd here today on a day where being outside might not have been anybody's first choice. Still a great crowd, Effingham well represented, and they handled a tight game well. Sometimes tense situations can get the best of a group of people, and I think that for the most part, the Hearts crowds can also be very proud of themselves today.
Thanks to everybody that works at the radio station in any capacity for their help, but in particular, thanks to all the people that take care of things back at the studio during our broadcasts. Thank you, Matt, for coming in on a Saturday and taking care of this. I appreciate that, and I'll see you Monday when we start basketball. Holy cow. And thanks also to Gail and to Caleb and to Brian and to Flex and anybody else who had anything to do with taking care of our broadcasts. And I always say thanks to Dave and Tanya, because they let us do local sports, and a lot of stations don't anymore. And there's 2 ways to make money. You do more, you do less with less, and thankfully we still do more. So that's pretty special, and thank them when you get the chance. The sales team who goes out and sells it to make it possible. Everybody who has a part of it at the radio station. But thanks especially to the guys who've been here and involved in the broadcasts. Thanks to Joe for helping out on a couple of broadcasts as spotter. That's very much appreciated. Thank you to C.J. Schmidt, world's best video man. Wave at the camera. Stick your hand and wave at the camera. There, that's CJ's hand there. So, all right, he's the one that freezes regardless of whether we're home or away. So he did a wonderful job, and he'll have this broadcast up pretty quickly on the website. Thanks again to so many people, but thanks most of all to Dustin White, because Dustin, you just do a tremendous job. People are amazed with all the stuff, all the information, and you are just so good at it. Thank you very much.
Well, that's very nice of you to say, but thanks mostly to Dustin's family for not complaining too much when I'm gone late a few Friday nights out of the year and a few extra Saturday afternoons this year. It's a little more work for everybody else with a couple of kids at home, but they know I enjoy it, and I think this is 9 years now I've been doing this. Wow. And this was the best one yet. I mean, how often do you get a chance to call a state semifinal game? But luckily, working for this station and covering the schools that we cover, we've had the opportunity not just with football, but with basketball and baseball and some other sports to follow some teams a long way and get to do some stuff that not all broadcasters get to do. So thanks to the local kids and programs for just being so good and making it such a fun, not even job, just a fun thing to do.
All the ADs and everybody else. I know we're going to get right into basketball season, so I won't make the list any longer, but thanks to everybody who helps in any way. All the people up here in the booth. Scott Mosier, who is the world's best PA man at any football game, wherever we've gone, nobody can touch Scott. He just does a wonderful job. So thanks to him and everybody else down there in the booth. And thanks to Dave Woltman, who's probably still out there doing something. And to everybody else here at Effingham for their cooperation. It's a different situation, and we talk about this periodically about all the basketball teams that we cover. We are blessed with so much help from so many people. When it comes down to football, Effingham is it. It's our football team, and everybody in all the communities seem to rally around the Hearts, and that's a special opportunity that we get to do that. So thanks to all of you for making it special.
Why don't you take tomorrow off, Greg?
Fair enough. And then Matt and I will see you Monday night because we start our high school basketball broadcast season at the St. Anthony Thanksgiving Tournament, which I humbly call the best Thanksgiving tournament in the state, made better by the addition of Teutopolis. T-Town plays Robinson in the opener Monday night at 6 o'clock, and then St. Anthony plays Tolono Unity at 7:30. We'll have both of those games for you on 97.9 XFM and 97.9XFM.com. And then the Hearts have their opener Tuesday night at 6:30, and we'll have that game and the Shoes game at 8, and then the Hearts play again at 6:30, and St. Anthony plays at 8 on Wednesday. And then Friday night, T-Town and Mattoon at 4:30, and then wear your light clothing, nothing heavy, nothing bulky, because it's St. Anthony and Effingham at 7:30 Friday night, and there ought to be a rocking time at the end of those centers.
Shoulder to shoulder.
You bet.
Good high ceilings in there, though. You still get a little air movement.
That's right. And then, of course, we'll have the games involving Teutopolis and St. Anthony and Effingham on Saturday. So it's a great way to get the high school basketball broadcast season started. So for all those people I just talked about, thanks, Mom. Love you. I'm Greg Sapp. And good night, everybody.
Thanks for listening. This has been a production of Premier Broadcasting Incorporated.